Insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester...
Yep, got it! 5 out of 5!
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Boom!
Live from the Raising Cane studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Welcome in, Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. Elijah Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto. Okay, I learned this the first time, like, over the weekend. And have you ever seen Billy Madison?
I have, yes.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to be like, no, that's too old for me. Okay, every time I think Rizzuto, when she brings up Adam Sandler to the board in third grade, and he has to spell out the different baseball words. Like, she's like, punt, dugout, all that, and he's getting cocky. Right. She goes, how about Rizzuto? And then he freaks out. Rizzuto is not a word. He's a baseball player. You cheated. Thank God you've seen that.
I've seen the movie. I just don't remember that part exactly. I need to go back and look at it now.
That's the only thing I can think of every time I think of the name Rizzuto. But look, we're here with you all week long. We are hanging out. We have a ton to get to today because maybe you didn't hear women's basketball loses to South Carolina Saturday night. That was a game on ABC, one of the first times that's ever happened. LSU Baseball got their season started against Milwaukee and looked pretty dominant at times over the weekend. We'll get into that as well. Here's a shocker. LSU Basketball lost again. Who would have thought that? But right now, let's go around the room a little bit. Alondra, I know you were busy. I saw you out at, well, I didn't see you out there. I saw the pictures of out there at Spanish Town. How was it? Was this your first Spanish Town?
Yeah, it was my first time going to any sort of Mardi Gras parade, and it was fun. I had a great time.
I heard you let a guy on a float inject a Jell-O shot into you.
I don't know if that's a 7 a.m. topic, but I did, yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, hey. We're about it.
Yeah.
We
had a great time.
We love it. Did you wind up going to New Orleans?
I did not go.
You did Sunday. Not?
No.
Nah,
it was like one was enough for me.
I mean,
like, I had fun, but like I just didn't feel like going down to New Orleans. And then I guess Bacchus didn't start till like 5:15. And Spanish Town started like at noon, so that one was done early enough for me to like get home at this sounds so bad, but like get home at a reasonable time. And I just didn't feel like going to New Orleans the next day. But I did have FOMO looking at the pictures because I had fun. I had a great time.
I was gonna ask if you saw Lane Kiffin on Endymion, but you didn't make it out there.
That was Saturday.
Yeah.
I was getting videos from Matt of Gwen Stefani, and I was like,
okay, so was that the same parade?
I was dying on the inside.
Was that also Endymion?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was, I think Blake Shelton was there too, right? Both of them?
Yeah,
Blake
he came out for like 2 songs.
Elaine, and then Arthur something, who wound up being the Grand Marshal because he's like a Mardi Gras expert, whatever that means. Yeah, it sounded like a really good time. I did not go to any Mardi Gras parades. Look, I'm an old man when it comes to parades. We talked about this last week. It's just kind of the in and out that, like Alondra was talking about. This may sound bad, but I like to get home at a reasonable time. I am very old. I also like to get home at a reasonable time. Braxton being our young gun in the room right now. Did you go to any? Because
to be fair, I've always been that way.
Right.
Like even when I was younger, like I didn't. Because again, I've never gone to a Mardi Gras thing because the crowds was never a fan. The parking situation always stressed me out. Now I could just walk to Spanish Town, so it's fine. But, like, I just was never a party all night type of person.
Now, did they? How
so
big
it's not like an age thing. It's just
how big was Mardi Gras in Texas?
Like we didn't do parades and stuff like that. We knew what it was.
So I wouldn't
say it was huge.
I was telling
not in Central Texas at least.
Right.
Or South Texas.
I was telling Braxton, like people get mad in New Orleans when you say this, but I mean everything I've heard, Mobile, Alabama created Mardi Gras. And, you know, we used to go on vacation during Mardi Gras because we wanted to get out. Like, all the tourists would come here for Mardi Gras, so we would go on vacation. I mean, we'd normally get the Monday and Tuesday off of school, so I mean, we'd have like a 4 or 5 day weekend if we took off on Friday. And we drove to Gulf Shores. Oh, I don't know. I was young. I mean, that was probably my first Mardi Gras experience, was driving to Gulf Shores, having the road shut down because of all the Mardi Gras parades going on. I mean, we ran into one in Daphne. They had one on Beach Boulevard right there in Orange Beach. They had another one in Foley just down the road. Like, it's pretty big down there, too. Now, look, New Orleans does it better. The floats are not nearly as elaborate and all that, but they get off of school, too. I don't know if it's the entire week, but they do that as well. I again, didn't go to any Mardi Gras parades. We'll probably pick up the last king cake of the year today. The unfortunate part for me, people don't know the struggle that the guys go through when your wife's pregnant, Braxton. My wife hates sweets right now. It's just not her thing. And
Wait, she hates what?
Sweets. Like all sweets right now. It's not her thing. And like, see, I am a huge sweets guy.
Right.
So, I mean, I think I've bought like 2 or 3 king cakes this year. And every time I bring in one, she'll take like a little small bite and be like, okay, I'm done. I wound up throwing like half the thing away because, I mean, I'm not going to eat an entire king cake.
Right.
I'm not that fat. Like, I'm not going to eat the entire king cake. But
exactly.
It's a problem, man. It's like, because she used to be big on it too.
Yeah.
Like, we were both big. We did go get this. We went to Andy's after Valentine's dinner on Saturday. They have a new red velvet concrete or whatever they call it.
Okay, yeah, I know
it was phenomenal. First off, love red velvet, but it was like a Valentine's Day special. She did that. She ate about half of a small one.
So she's got to be in the mood.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's got to be a little special occasion for Valentine's Day on a Saturday night is atrocious. Like, because what we try to do is every Valentine's we try to go to a different nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And we've been and went to Jubin's this year, right off of Perkins.
Okay, I went there last year.
Look, man, it's been around for years. I had somehow never been until Saturday.
Okay, so what room were y'all in? Because the room I was in,
the big main one right there, not the one right there off to the side, but hostess stand. You walk right there to the back where the bar is.
Yeah,
we were in that room.
So the one I was in, it had like a bunch of pictures of like, I guess like Shaq and a bunch of these LSU like alumni.
Okay, no,
like,
I wasn't in that.
That
room.
was really cool.
I was not in that room, but we knocked that out on Saturday, and we had a great time. And then really, really busy weekend for me personally, not just LSU, but Alondra going crazy at Mardi Gras parades. We had the
I was on one. I'm like one of those people. I don't go out a lot, so when I do, it's
make
like,
it count.
yeah.
Hell yeah. It's one of those things where you're like, I knew I shouldn't have went too hard, but I did.
Yeah.
What time
Got on my high.
So what time did you get there? The parade starts at noon, right?
So it starts at noon, but we didn't get there till like noon because we got crawfish before. And somebody there was already like holding a spot for us, so we didn't get there till noon, but we caught the whole thing.
Alondra's got people, Braxton. She's got people to hold the spot.
So then we went to O'Hara's. It used to be Happy's.
Okay.
We went there and they had like Pants Party playing or whatever. So I got home at like 6.
Yeah, okay, that's not that bad.
Not that bad.
That's not bad at all. I've never been to Spanish Town. Here it's great. Did you rock the pink?
I don't own pink, so I unfortunately did not. I went chalk and just put an LSU jersey on.
You couldn't sit with the plastics and Mean Girls, Braxton. Yeah. That's for sure. Doesn't own any pink. You probably have never seen that movie, and that's totally okay.
Mean Girls?
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Oh, my God. Dude. When I talk to Cassie, we have a desk right next to each other. Of course, Cassie talks my ear off nonstop. But she's never seen, like, any movie. Movie. And I mean, not just a movie that's a little bit dated. I mean a movie that came out in the last, like, 5 years. She's seen nothing. I'm like, hey, Cassie, have you seen this? No, I haven't seen that. What about this? No, I don't know. I'm convinced at this point she might be Amish. Like, I have no idea. But, yeah, she's not she's not big into movies. Speaking of movies, I have a little internal decision I got to make. Do I want to go Mystery Movie Monday at Movie Tavern tonight, or do I want to go Scream Unseen horror movie at AMC? That's the big debate that I am dealing with today. I think we're going Scream Unseen.
I'm not too big on, like, scary movies. That's just never been my thing. I don't know why, but, like, I just don't like being scared sometimes. But I haven't been to the movie theater actually in a long time. Dude, we've always just, like, watched stuff on Netflix and things like that.
We go to the movies, like, once every 2 months. Me and my wife. And, like, we started dating in 2014. That is something we have pretty much consistently done. I mean, obviously, COVID threw a wrench in the whole thing, but outside of that, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much been once every 2 or 3 months, we at least try to, like, because, I mean, our first date was at AMC right there on O'Neill.
Okay.
And, I mean, you know, we saw Iron Man 3. Not a great movie, but I do remember going to see it. I think we're going to go Scream Unseen. Because, like, I know the genre, right? And, like, a lot of times the movies aren't great. Like, so basically they show you an early screening of a movie that'll come out within, like, a week or two. I think it's safer because even if the horror movie's bad, we can sit there and laugh at it. We did Mystery Movie Monday at Movie Tavern about a year and a half ago. So a movie called Boy Kills World. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. So it kind of scarred me a little bit from that. All right, guys. This is, you know, kind of just chit-chatting, recapping our weekend here to open the segment. Got to keep things light because we have a lot to get to. Coming back on the other side of the break, me, Alondra Braxton, all of us, we're going to chop it up. LSU Milwaukee opening weekend recap. The Tigers win all 3 games, and they take on Kent State tonight. But we'll kind of recap what happened, give you a breakdown of how the scoring went, and then 7:30, me and Alondra will give you our weekend standouts, who we liked, who really stepped up, and we'll do all that coming up here on the other side, here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, go to ktozblinds.com. ktozblinds.com is the website, and that is a website for K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living since 2004. Blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, screens, exterior motorized screens, pergolas, aluminum shutters. What am I forgetting? Awnings, patio covers.
Yeah.
They've got it all over at K2Z. You don't listen to me. It's the first one I said.
Draperies?
Said that as well. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, on the North Shore, they have got you covered. Check out their service area on their website. If you're listening to us in Alexandria, chances are they're going to be able to help you out up there as well. Go to the website, ktozblinds.com.
K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. If you're looking for, some tailored window treatment, they got a solution for every single room, every single style you can imagine. They got a trusted local team with 25-plus years of experience. They have complimentary installation and award-winning craftsmanship. Go check them out, ktozblinds.com.
Welcome back in. Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto along as well. The LSU Tigers take down the Milwaukee Panthers 3-0 Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, LSU does play tonight against Kent State. Little bit step up in competition, a little bit better than Milwaukee. We'll see how the Tigers fare there. But let's kind of recap the action. It was buzzing at the box all weekend long. I mean, you could just see the crowds of people coming in droves into Alec Box. Game 1, Tigers win it 15-5, and what a more appropriate way to start off your scoring here in 2026 than the big body god himself, Zach York. A solo shot gave the Tigers a 1-0 lead in the second inning. It was impressive. And after that, though, LSU takes a 2-0 lead right after that. Then Milwaukee got going a little bit. We'll get into Case and Evans here in a second. He didn't maybe have the outing a lot of LSU fans were hoping for. And then you're down 5-2. And Seth Dardar, a guy who, one of my personal favorites, I believe Seth Dardar is going to take over that everyday second baseman role at some point this season. He had a 2-run home run, his first at-bat of the season. So you have Zach York, his first at-bat, a solo shot. Seth Dardar, his first at-bat, a 2-run homer. Not bad transfer portal work there from Mr. Jay Johnson, but he narrowed a 5-2 deficit to 5-4. So LSU trailed 5-4 going into the bottom of the seventh inning, but LSU sent 11 hitters to the plate and erupted for 6 runs to take the 10-5 lead a little bit later on, and then the Tigers would extend their lead. Back-to-back doubles to begin the seventh. Stephen Milam, Jake Brown. That's what tied it at 5. And then Zach York hit by a pitch. Cade Arambidi, a 3-run home run to left field. We'll get into him a little bit later on in the show. So the Tigers, they pulled away at the end. When I look back at game 1, I think about Case and Evans. Did what I thought he would do distance-wise. Like, I kind of thought 5 innings. Now, he didn't make it out of the 4th. He got into the 4th. His final stat line, 3 1/3 innings, 7 strikeouts, 6 hits, 4 earned runs. So up and down. I mean, 7 strikeouts in 3 1/3 is really good. You gave up 6 hits. You gave up 4 earned runs. Not exactly what we wanted to see. And, it's weird. He was cruising through the first 3 innings or so, and then he gave up that 4 spot in the 4th inning, was ultimately pulled. But it wound up not mattering as much because Cooper Williams and Gavin Guidry out of the bullpen, they went the rest of the way. Combined, they gave up 1 run and combined for 10 strikeouts. Not bad out of your bullpen for game 1, especially when you feel like you have your ace on the mound. He doesn't have it going. You got to throw these guys in there. It was Williams first, then it went Guidry, and again, they were awesome in game 1 for the Tigers. So you win the opening game. Game 2, a lot tighter of a battle. 5-3 victory for LSU, and they jumped on them early. They grabbed a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It was Derek Curiel. He had a sac fly. Then Jake Brown lined an RBI single. So that got it 2-0. Milwaukee did narrow that gap for a little bit, made it 2-1, but LSU extended their lead 5-3 in the 8th. Guess who came up with a big-time hit when the Tigers needed it? Stop me if you've heard this before. Stephen Milam. He had a 2-run double. Cade Arambidi again. You're going to hear his name a lot. He provided a run-scoring double. His 4th RBI in 2 games. He was pretty good in game 3 as well. Milwaukee did rally for a pair of runs in the top of the 9th inning, but Grant Fontenot actually got the save. He came in, he got out Grant Ross on a fly ball to end the game. There were 2 runners on base. That was a big-time out for the Tigers. They get that one done. Look, Game 2 is all about Cooper Moore. I mean, that's how you recap Game 2 of this series. This guy was always going to be a starter on this team. I mean, anytime you heard Jay Johnson talk preseason, he raved about Cooper Moore. I mean, that was one of the first names out of his mouth. Whenever a coach talks about a guy unsolicited, brings up his name, I pay attention, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, whichever sport. He goes 6 innings, 11 strikeouts, no walks, and gave up 1 run. It really does not get much better than that. Cooper Moore was absolutely nails on Saturday. And the bullpen was solid for the most part behind him, except Zach Cowan. Zach Cowan had a little bit of a rough outing. Now, I don't think anybody should hit the panic button on Zach Cowan because you should be confident in him. You saw it all year long against high-level competition. Zach Cowan come in, save games for you, win games for you. That's what he did out of the bullpen. Sure, he wasn't great opening weekend. Kason Evans wasn't great opening weekend. It happens. But outside of Zach Cowan, like, you got to feel good, right? Like, you thought Cowan and Evans were going to be 2 of the guys that performed the best over the weekend. Neither of them were that great, and the rest of your bullpen was still really good to get you these wins. So I think overall that is a positive. And then what else can you say about yesterday? I mean, it was an absolute hit parade on Sunday afternoon, 21-7 in just 7 innings for the Tigers. It was William Schmidt that got the start, and he had a little bit of an up and down day. So Schmidt goes 4 innings, 9 strikeouts, which is elite in 4 innings, but he gives up 3 walks. He gives up 3 earned runs. We saw the stuff a year ago. We know that William Schmidt has elite stuff. Control is going to continue to be a big area to watch for a guy like William Schmidt. You saw the reports out of fall baseball, right? Anytime they had a scrimmage, some reports came out. It was like, oh, this weekend, William Schmidt was unhittable. And Musso interviewed Seth Dardar last week for AFR. Musso asked him, hey, who's the toughest guy you went against all fall? First name out of his mouth, William Schmidt. So when he's on, he's one of the best pitchers on your staff because he has elite level stuff. His issue was giving up the free passes. And once you give up a couple free passes, how do you rebound from that? Last year, it didn't go great. It kind of snowballed on him a little bit. This game, again, he does give up the 3 walks. He gives up the 3 earned runs, but he bounced back a lot better than he did a year ago. He's just a year older, a year longer in this program. But overall, really good opening weekend for the Tigers out there at the box. Again, 15-5 in game 1, 5-3 in game 2, and then just a massacre, 21-7 in game 3. Alondra, you were out there opening day. What are the vibes like out there? I mean, are the Tigers gonna go back-to-back national champs? I mean, obviously,
well,
right?
I always think that they're gonna win the national championship, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. But no, I mean, they looked really good. The vibes were really high. There was a fan fest out there before the game, and there was a surprising amount of people out there, given that it was Friday, and everybody complains about how Jay Johnson does these early first pitches at the beginning of the season. It was a 2 p.m. first pitch. The fan fest started at 11 a.m. and like the people showed up. The kids were there. They were playing hooky. People probably like got in trouble at their jobs, but I kept saying like it's okay. Jay Johnson wrote y'all an excuse. He wrote y'all a letter that you could turn into your employer or your teacher, so it's fine. But yeah, I mean, vibes were super high. Everybody looked like they were having a great time. I mean, the box was packed. So for as much as people complain about the 2 p.m. first pitch, I mean, they showed up.
I was one of those people. I was, admittedly.
Like, I get it, but people were there.
No, they were. Like,
yeah.
when I was watching.
Like, it was packed. It was like standing room only at some points.
I was still here when first pitch, obviously at 2 o'clock. But, of course, believe it or not, Hunt Palmer had it on TV in the studio. And a shocker, I know. Came in here. I mean, it looked like there wasn't an empty seat.
Yeah.
I mean, it was insane. I know you were there. Did you go Saturday or Sunday?
So I didn't go Saturday because I was at the parade. Sunday, I also did not make it out there. But I will say, everybody on this team is huge.
Yeah, they're not small guys. I was
standing out there pregame to like just get some video and pictures on the field or whatever. And I'm like, wait, y'all are all so big. They're like, except for obviously Stephen Milam, but everyone's like stout. Not just like tall, but they're just like stout. And I was telling y'all in the group chat that it looks like Curiel put on like some muscle mass too in the off season. So I'm excited. I think the team looks great. The bullpen, besides like some shakiness here and there, looks awesome too. And Devin Sheeran looks as advertised. He's another one that's huge. He's a big boy.
You got a lot of big boys, right? I mean,
Yeah.
remember the first championship run we made with Jay Johnson. It was Riley Cooper. It was Cade Beloso. It was guys like that. And we were like, we need some more big body gods. Jay Johnson listened because Zach York is a large human being. I had it on
and how on brand that like his first hit
I
at
know.
the box is a home run.
So I also missed it. I had just left work.
Yeah.
I'm literally getting on the interstate right there. And Patrick Wright, who actually was great this weekend.
Was Patrick?
Patrick? Patrick did all 3 games.
They were asking me, and I assumed it was Doug and Buzzy, but it was Patrick.
So Patrick did all 3 baseball games and the women's game on Saturday night. The man was putting in work, but
He was.
I'm getting on the interstate, and then he's like, "Oh, one swing of the bat." I just chuckled. I mean, I literally let out a laugh. I'm like, of course, the first run of the season is a Zach York bomb because it's all we've heard about all fall. I mean, it was so appropriate, but you know, you were talking about the size of guys. It was so funny. Right when you had said that, because like you were at the game, you didn't get to hear it on the broadcast. Ben McDonald goes, "Yeah, Derek Curiel, like 12 to 13 pounds of muscle in the offseason," and you sent it like right after that.
He looks bigger.
Yeah,
like he looks good, and he had some pop in his bat whenever I was watching Sunday. So I mean, good for him. But also, for as much as people always worry about, like, oh, what are we going to do with the bullpen? What are we going to do with how are we going to replace Cade Anderson and Anthony Ianson? Okay, well, we broke the record that we set Purdue-Fort Wayne, 45 strikeouts, the most in a series. They broke it this weekend with 49 strikeouts. So
it's broke it easily.
Yeah, like very easily. So I think they look good. I remember like last season after they did that, I went like full Rain Man and compared like the season before because everybody was worried about it too. And I was like, no, y'all, we're going to be fine. And then everybody was like, it's only 4 games in. I'm like, I know, but watch, there's already such an improvement. So I feel good about the team.
Yeah, definitely. Like I did. I saw a couple people online being like, oh, Zach Cowan. But like, if Zach Cowan was your worst bullpen pitcher over the weekend, I felt good about it because I trust him more than everybody else. Like, Zach Cowan just had a bad outing.
Mm-hmm.
He was excellent. He was great before he got to LSU, but he was awesome all last year. Like, I mean, maybe this is just me trusting this team blindly, but like, I don't care that Zach Cowan didn't have a good outing because I know what he could do. Like, I would have been more concerned if like Cowan and Guidry were great, everybody else was shaky.
Right.
To me, that's a lot more of a concern. Like having your best guy not having a good first outing, I don't care.
Yeah.
No, we're just so deep of a pitching staff. So we have so many people to go through, but that's good that we played Milwaukee first because we got to go through everybody and make sure and see what they can do. You know, make sure they're comfortable and just move on.
I love having Gavin Guidry back too because it's just absolutely electric.
We were talking about it. You and I were talking about it maybe a week and a half ago when Jake was out. Like people had been talking about, oh, you have Cooper Moore, you have Cooper Williams, Cade. Not Cade. Kason Evans is going to be your Friday night guy. Nobody was talking about Guidry or Devin Sheeran because they were injured last year and they didn't play.
Yeah.
We're like, don't forget, like these could be 2 of your best bullpen guys, and they were on opening weekend. We're going to take a timeout. When we get back, Alondra and I are kind of going to go back and forth of maybe which players, individual players stood out. Obviously, the team as a whole was great. They win 3-0, but we'll do that on the other side here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
GCOPnet.com, Gulf Coast Office Products, the leader in office solutions, not only here in Baton Rouge, but in the entire Gulf Coast. That's why the Pelicans, the Saints, the Tigers, and the Raging Cajuns all trust GCOP. If you are part of a law firm, engineering firm, university, bank, hospital, well, you know how important documents are. And you know you need them when you need them. Right then, right there, not down the road. And you're always going to get that because no matter what, when you call Gulf Coast Office Products, the person that answers is going to be the person that helps you. They're not transferring you to 17 different people. Go to the website, gcopnet.com.
That's right, Gulf Coast Office Product. Louisiana's leader when it comes to office technology. So printers, copiers, scanners, whatever it is. You know that lifeline of the office and how it functions and runs is that paper trail. And you cannot afford any downtime. I don't care if it's a one-person office or a 1,000-person office. If you have downtime, that's why their award-winning service team can help you out and help you out fast. That's Gulf Coast Office Products, gcopnet.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation
It's funny how I find myself
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, go to pelicanroof.com, the website for Pelican Roofing in Lafayette, in Baton Rouge. They are boots on the ground in both locations, ready to help you. So if you need a roof repair, roof replacement, whatever it might be, they have got you covered, and they've got you covered with the best customer service, with the best work. That's why you go to the website, pelicanroof.com. You see 5-star reviews all over the homepage, and that's actual customers that have worked with Pelican Roofing. So don't delay. If you need anything when it comes to your roof, go to pelicanroof.com.
Right, Pelican Roof, pelicanroof.com. If you are starting a project, whether it's a new build, whether it's renovation, maybe it's just a roof repair, you got a leak, you got an older roof, whatever it is, it's just that time. Make sure you give them a call. And we know it's a big decision that you're going to have to make for your family and yourself, and financially, it can make a big impact. So go let them help you with the financing. Financing options right there at their homepage. Get the entire process started at pelicanroof.com.
Welcome back in, Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. Roger Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto as well. LSU Baseball gets a 3-0 victory over the Milwaukee Panthers at Alex Box Stadium over the weekend. They take on the Kent State Golden Flashes. I'm sure everyone knows what that is here on Monday night. But what I want to do right now is look at some guys that maybe caught our eye. Who was somebody that flashed for us? Landra, I'll let you go first. Do you have anybody just off the dome right now? Like, hey, that guy, big first weekend.
I hate to go like chalk and obvious here, but Cooper Moore is awesome.
Right.
Like, I can't really give you another answer because he just stood out so hard to me that I'm like, 11 strikeouts in 6 innings, only allowed 4 hits and 1 run, one of them earned, no walks.
No walks is
That's
huge.
the most important, impressive stat to me from Cooper Moore over the weekend is 0 walks. It's ridiculous.
11-0 is, that's insane.
Yes. So, I hate to just go with the obvious one, but I'm super impressed by him. And then y'all know I was looking forward to seeing Trent Carraway, and he can play every position really well.
You got the start at second yesterday, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I didn't see that coming.
No, killed it at second. So third base, second base, whatever. But I do agree with you that I do think that Seth Dardar is going to end up taking the second place.
He hits too well. He has to be in your lineup. That's your second baseman. I wrote down 2 pitchers, and one of them was Cooper Moore.
Yeah.
So,
He's awesome.
You're going chalk, but you have to.
Yeah.
You know who my other pitcher is? Gavin Guidry. Sorry we're going chalk, guys. The big name showed up. He threw 2 innings on Friday. Faced 7 batters, struck out 5 of them, including 4 straight to start his day. This is the Gavin Guidry we saw 2 years ago. The guy hadn't played in basically 18 months. He comes out there and looks like that? Are you kidding me? If this guy can come out and do that in the back end of your bullpen, then this staff has the potential to be one of the best in the country because you have one of the best setup guys, closing guys. You can put Gavin Guidry wherever you want in that bullpen rotation, and he's going to deliver for you. I think he was incredible. And, Alondra mentioned Seth Dardar. Guess what, guys? I got Seth Dardar written down right here. I think he's going to be your everyday second baseman. We had been talking about that for the past week or so. He came in for Braden Simpson on Friday, and his first at bat, a 2-run home run. Not bad. He went 2 for 3 that day, 3 RBIs, scored 2 runs. On the weekend, he was 3 for 8 with 6 RBIs. And he had a pretty good glove over there at second as well. That's a guy that flashed. And Alondra's favorite player from a year ago, she'll laugh at this when we were in the studio together, Kate Arambidi had a heck of a weekend behind the plate. He was 6 for 12, 4 RBIs, scored 5 runs. And did he have a pass ball over the weekend?
I think I saw that he did a little bit, but he's improved a lot behind the plate. Yeah.
Because, he's got Omar Cerna.
He was pretty hit or miss last season.
He was.
But there is a huge improvement from already, just in the... But, yeah, Omar Cerna looks good, too, though.
Yeah,
I think he DH'd yesterday. Started the Saturday game, maybe?
When you mentioned it, the dude's got the body of an upperclassman already.
He has a great, not in a weird way, great build. He's tall. He has, I'm telling you, all of the guys on this team are big.
They really are. They're massive.
Yeah.
They look like the football team out there.
Yeah.
They're huge. That was clearly a strategic move there by Jay Johnson. But with Arambidi, it's so important because so Braxton, the reason I say Alondra's favorite player, our girl was going through it.
He had me stressed last season.
It was a midweek game. I think I'm doing the baseball game. She's doing women's basketball. She's walking to the studio. Kate Arambidi let another one behind him. And then I think he hit a grand slam or something, or a 2-run homer, something. Right after, she's like, okay, he did good. And then a few minutes later, something else. It was just, but that's kind of how everybody felt about him, right? It was very hit and miss a year ago. And there were so many people that thought he was going to take that next step and be your starting catcher. Luis Hernandez, excellent last year, but he took that job from him. If Arambidi can do this consistent, I'm not asking him to hit 500 every single weekend. That is not realistic at all. But can he get you timely hits? He scored 5 runs. He had 4 RBIs. He had a big knock over the weekend as well. If he could do things like that, have big hits for you in big moments, and play like he did behind the plate over the weekend, you're going to be really good in that position. Also, Jake Brown is a stud.
Say that.
If anybody didn't know that already, Jake Brown, 6 for 12.
I know our Jake is excited about that.
Oh, our Jake, huge Jake Brown fan. He hits 2 home runs yesterday, including one which was a grand slam, 8 RBI on the weekend. Solid in the outfield like we expected him to be. I think it's safe to say he solidified his spot, right? Mm-hmm. Coming into the season, it was Stanfield, it was Curiel, it was Jake Brown. But Jake Brown wasn't an everyday starter last year. He came on hot at the end of the year, but he's a guy that's kind of bounced around. They experimented with him at first base in the past, and he's a guy that he's locked down that spot in right field. Jake Brown is there to stay, and where you put him in the lineup, to me, doesn't really matter. I'm good with wherever he's at because he can hit for contact, he can hit for power. Stick him anywhere you want and call it a day. I love what I saw from a lot of these guys, but I mean, there's so many guys that we haven't mentioned that you could throw out there, right? I mean, Curiel, like, we haven't mentioned him as a flash player because we expected that from him. Like, I don't know about you. I was a little surprised when Stanfield was leading off instead of Curiel. Like, Stanfield was great leading off to begin last year, but they moved him down in the lineup. He hit 8 or 9 going into that College World Series, and then Stanfield opened the season as the leadoff batter. Now it's switched on Saturday and Sunday. It went back to Curiel, but
which they kind of needed to do that because then like Curiel was kind of cold Friday, and then Saturday warmed up a little bit. Sunday was full, like back in full form.
Yeah, and Jay's gonna tinker with that lineup. But when I saw
and the positions too.
Yeah,
like we have not seen the final.
No.
I mean, he did it this weekend,
right? I mean, yesterday towards the end of the game, I understood it was a blowout, but Ruckert was playing short. Ethan Klaus, who apparently actually had a really good fall. There were a lot of people saying he could hit the ball pretty well.
I think he's who mentioned whenever Matt had asked, like, who's somebody that we haven't heard of that stands out to you. I think he mentioned him.
Yeah, Ethan Klaus is a guy that, you know, hit the ball really well. He looks the part getting off the bus, but he was in there at second. You know, those two, they hooked up for what they tried to turn a double play. Klaus was a little bit late getting to it. No big deal. It was a good play as well. You had a big lead, but I mean, there's just so many young guys. Mason Braun got the start at DH on Friday. I mean, when you put out that lineup, you saw Mason Braun in there. That's a guy that can play outfield for you. He can also play first. So if you need to DH Zach York for whatever reason, or Zach York has an injury, there's a guy that can slide into first. Like, the versatility of this team, the depth of this team, whether it's in the field or the staff, it was impressive as hell to me opening weekend.
Someone else that looked really good to close out, and they kind of talked about this on the broadcast too. It wasn't like a high stakes situation that they were in, or like a high leverage situation, so you didn't see him in like a high pressure thing, but Marcos Paz looked good coming out to close out the game as well. He had 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. I mean, gave up 4 hits, but only 1 earned run off of that.
He's
2 walks. So like, if he can kind of find a little bit more control, he could look really good.
He's 18 months post Tommy John, by the way. Like, that guy, like, that's why he didn't go to the major league draft. That's why he's in school. He had Tommy John surgery 18 months ago. So, like, we talk about Gavin Guidry coming back from injury, Devin Sheeran coming back from injury. Marcos Paz is another one that is coming back. Hadn't thrown in a little bit, at least competitively. He was great in fall camp. I mean, by all accounts, during the fall scrimmages, Marcos Paz was one of your best bullpen pitchers. But the fact that all of these guys stepped up, and again, like, the only bullpen guy that wasn't great was Zach Cowan, and we don't care because he's so good that it doesn't really matter.
I was excited when he first came out, but Santiago Garcia, he struggled a little bit out there, too.
But again, that's a guy who's a transfer, right? Like, he's been there, done that. He's been in high leverage situations. Like, the young guys that you wanted to see really stepped up in a big way. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We get back. LSU men's and women's basketball. We're on the hardwood on Saturday. We're going to talk about that, and we'll wrap up hour number 1 here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Somebody that will never blow a lead, that is Tommy. Windows, doors, and siding. GoTommys.com. GEAUX. Tommys with a Y.com is the website. You will clearly see the difference when you work with Tommy and the team. They're not going to blow a lead. They're just going to win awards because that's what they do. They stack banners. They stack awards
every year,
every single year, bud.
They don't
not every 4 years.
They don't spread the trophies for every company?
No, they don't.
They
would never let Canada make a comeback either. Go to GoTommys.com.
All right, GoTommys.com. They are the best windows, doors, siding. We're talking about Hardy Plank siding. I'm about vinyl windows, siding, whatever it is. They're amazing. Just talk to them about your project. If you're building a new house, if you're renovating, maybe you just want to do a little upgrade on your doors or change them. You got some rotted windows, rotted doors, whatever it is. Anything they install, lifetime warranty, the best in the business. That's why they win awards every single year. GoTommys.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. Trusted by champions, built for Louisiana.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
This ain't no disco. It ain't no country club either.
Locked in on LSU Football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
Welcome back in. Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. Jacob Hester, Matt Flynn on vacation for Mardi Gras break. The kiddos were off of school, and Jake and Matt said, hey, we're going to take off as well. Can't fault them for that. I totally understand. LSU men's and women's basketball were on the hardwood on Saturday. We'll start with the men, get them out of the way first because, believe it or not, guys, the men suffered another SEC loss. Shocker, I know. They are now 2-10 on the season, 14-11 overall. They were on the road in Knoxville, taking on the Tennessee Volunteers, 73-63. So the Tigers kept it close for the most part, but it was kind of just the same old song and dance for LSU. I mean, you go look at the team stats. Tennessee wins and everything. 46% shooting for Tennessee, just 38% for LSU. Now, neither team shot particularly well from three, but 38 to 35% advantage, again, for the Tennessee Volunteers. LSU almost got doubled up in rebounding, 45-24 in favor of the Tennessee Volunteers. Turnovers. LSU only had 3. The problem with this basketball team I have noticed is even when they're down, they don't have a guy that has that aggressive killer instinct. Like, you just don't see it. It seems almost like they move the ball around well, but it just seems like everybody on the court, regardless of if they're up by 10 or they're losing by 20, is just hesitant to shoot the ball. Like last week, the late night game on Tuesday against Arkansas, you're down by 20-something points in the second half. And you're running the ball, you're setting up your half-court offense, you're taking your time. Like, I'm never going to be one of those people that's like, just heave up a 3 and see what happens. But at that point in the game, it's the second half, you're down by 20+. You got to get up shots. You have to get up shots quickly. You can't just take your time. Like, there's never really a huge sense of urgency with this team, regardless of what the stakes are and where you're at in the game. So, I mean, yeah, they only had 3 turnovers. Tennessee had 9. I mean, you had 6 points off of 9 Tennessee turnovers. Not great. They had 2 off of your 3. Points in the paint. This has been a big one all year, at least the last few games. 34 points in the paint for Tennessee, 18 for LSU. It pretty much looked like that against Arkansas. Like against Arkansas, I think you had 20, just off the top of the head, I think it was like 21 points in the paint. Arkansas had close to 40. I mean, Arkansas didn't really shoot the ball that well from the outside against you on Tuesday night. You just find different ways to lose games. Like it's something I say all the time. Good teams find different ways to win games. Bad teams find different ways to lose games. This is a bad basketball team, and they find different ways to lose games. However, you just the areas that you have to improve at, they're not a good rebounding team. They're not good defending the paint. They're not good scoring inside the paint. And I mean, to make matters even worse, I know he's been in and out of the lineup, and I know he hadn't played a ton, but it was announced over the weekend that DJ Thomas will be out for the remainder of the season. So you're not going to get him back. Like, that was your guy. The entire offense ran through him. And I mean, you look, LSU spread the ball around a decent amount on Saturday. I mean, 4 of your 5 starters had double digits. Sutton 16, Tamba 13, Nwoko 10, Jalen Reese 15. That Jalen Reese is not much of a scorer. At least that's not what they asked him to do in this offense. For him to put up 15, and he was actually good. 4 of 8 from the court, 3 for 5 from behind the arc. But you got a total of 8 points off the bench. Between Miller, Mosley, and PJ Carter, you got 8 total points off the bench. It's just not good enough. Look at what Tennessee did. I mean, they had double-digit scorers off the bench. You had 18 points off the bench, and you had 8. That's the difference in the game right there. It's a 10-point game. That's a 10-point difference off the bench. This team's just not deep enough. They have to have all their starters perform well in the same game, and you know some of them did. But when you're not rebounding well, when you're not scoring down low, when you're not defending down low, things like this are going to continue to happen. And again, it's just kind of the same old song and dance for the LSU Tigers. Next up, I mean, it doesn't get a whole lot easier for LSU as well. And I mean, you could say, oh, that's the easy part in their schedule. I mean, they have Texas tomorrow. Like, Texas isn't a top 25 team, but it's on the road. I mean, you just went on the road to Tennessee. You're on the road at Texas. It's a late one tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Then you're at home against Alabama. Believe it or not, since Charles Bediako was ruled ineligible, Alabama's actually been a lot better. I mean, Alabama's going to be favored in that game, even though LSU's at home. That hasn't mattered this year. Then you go on the road to Ole Miss. You're home against Oklahoma. I mean, both of those teams, those are winnable games, but you've lost a lot of winnable games this year. I mean, I know everyone wanted to talk about on last Tuesday, oh, well, you didn't have DJ Thomas and Max McKinnon went down in the third quarter. Okay. DJ Wagner and Carter Knox, who are Arkansas's 2 best players, did not even play against you, and you lost by 20-plus points at home. It hasn't mattered who this team has played. They haven't been good against anyone. That's why you sit there at 2-10. I mean, you look at the teams they've beaten. I mean, yeah, they got a victory over South Carolina. Great. South Carolina's not good either. Look at the bottom of the SEC standings. It's kind of where both of these teams have lived. So, I mean, I don't. You try to find wins. Whenever a team's struggling, you try to find wins, right? I mean, you're 2-10. You're tied with South Carolina at the bottom of the league. Sure, Ole Miss is 3-9. You got them coming up. Texas 7-5 in the league. You're not winning that game in Austin. Second game in a row on the road. You're not winning that game. Oklahoma's winnable. They're 3-9. Ole Miss is 3-9. But do I have confidence that this team can win this game? No, because they do the same thing every game. This team plays like they just go out there and they're like, okay, we're going to go out there. We're going to put up some shots and hope for the best. I mean, at times it just seems like there's no rhyme or reason as to what they're doing. So, I mean, where do you go, again, wins-wise, the rest of the way? I don't see it getting any better. I mean, you're losing. I think you lose to Texas and Alabama. No question about that. Both those teams are getting better. Ole Miss and Oklahoma, those are winnable, but let's say you win both of those. That puts you at 4 wins. Then you have Auburn, who's reeling a little bit, but they're better than you. And then Texas A&M, they've surprised a lot of people this year. So let's say you beat Ole Miss and Oklahoma, you're still sitting at 4 SEC wins, and that's not good enough. 4 SEC wins. I mean, again, A&M, they have a winning record in the conference. And should I trust LSU against anybody they play? No, not really. So even though it looks good down the stretch, I just don't see it get any better. All right, we're actually going to do women's basketball in the 9 o'clock hour. There's a lot to get to there. Coming up, we got some LSU football coming up. We got some Saints. We got Patrick Kugan, former LSU pitcher. That's all coming up here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling better.
We heal.
You look better. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things
I got you. No way.
with great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient. And the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
Welcome in hour number 2 here, Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp, Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto, hanging out with you here on this Monday morning. we talked a lot of LSU baseball in hour number one, and rightfully so. I mean, there were dominant moments over the weekend. The 3-game series against Milwaukee. They will take on the Kent State Golden Flashes tonight. We'll recap all of that tomorrow. And speaking of what's coming up here in the next 2 hours, at 8:30, former LSU pitcher Patrick Kugan is going to hop on the show. We'll get his thoughts of former player, what he saw from the Tigers in the opening weekend. And, of course, Devin Snow in our normal 9:15 spot. We'll have weekend winners at 9 a.m. We'll get to all of it. Right now, though, Zach Nagy, who covers LSU for SI, this is actually something he put out a week ago. It was a graphic of offseason workouts for your LSU Tigers. And it was broken down by position groups of their top speed. And Jabari Mack, true freshman, 22.2 miles an hour he was topped out at. He was second on the team behind Phillip Wright, who was 22.7. I really hope Jabari Mack can be a difference player. Like, when you look at what he did, he was a big-time player at Destrehan, and that's been an LSU factory for years. I mean, think about some of the guys that came out of Destrehan. All three of the Jefferson brothers, so Jordan, Ricky, and Justin. John Emery came out of there. Glenn Logan's from there. I mean, there's so many guys out there that you could name that came out of Destrehan High School that were big for this LSU football team. He's 6'1". He hovers around 200 pounds. He was a 4-star coming out of high school. This is a guy that, if he could have a really good offseason, who knows? I mean, he could potentially make an impact right away. And I know people laughed at, Lane Kiffin's only going to bring in wide receivers. They're going to play 7-on-7 on offense. But you have 13 receivers between the portal. You have one returner in Phillip Wright, and you have 3 high school guys. Lane Kiffin last year played about 6 or 7 guys that had, I think he had 6 guys that had 400 yards or more receiving and no player with 1,000. So they spread the ball around a lot. So I mean, think about it. If you have 5 or 6 everyday receivers, you're really only 2 deep at that point with 13 guys and maybe a couple to spare. Why can't Jabari Mack be in that number? Like, we know about the transfer portal guys that are coming in. Everyone's excited about Jace Brown. Jackson Harris was super productive at Hawaii. Winston Watkins comes over, joins Lane Kiffin after showing flashes as a freshman last year at Ole Miss. You bring in Trey Wilson from Florida. And I get it. Like, you go look up the stats for Eugene Wilson. Nothing's going to jump off the board at you, but he played with Graham Mertz and DJ Lagway were his 2 quarterbacks. So I'm going to give Trey Wilson a little bit of a pass as far as not having the eye-popping numbers. He's a guy that was a high recruit when he got there. People in Gainesville loved him. I mean, like, Chris Doreen's raved about him. Tebow's raved about him. I mean, anybody connected to that Florida program has had good things to say about Trey Wilson. I think he's going to fit in here. So we know Wilson, Harris, Jace Brown. I mean, those guys are going to play. We got that. But what about the younger guys? Why can't Jabari Mack be one? And even outside of Jabari Mack, I think all 3 of these freshman wide receivers you brought in have a chance to be really good. You look at Braylon Allen. I mean, Braden Allen was a 3-star from LCA, just down the road in Lafayette. He was actually committed to Lane Kiffin, him and Corey Barber, who we'll get to in a minute. He was committed to Ole Miss with Kiffin. When Kiffin got the job, Kiffin immediately flipped him to LSU. So this is a guy that Lane's had his eyes on for quite some time. And you can see why. The athleticism is there. 43 catches, 741 yards, 11 touchdowns. But on defense, 34 tackles, 2 interceptions. Also had a defensive score and returned a punt for a touchdown in 2025. The athleticism is there with Braden Allen. He's a little bit longer of a receiver. Needs to put on a little bit of weight, but, I mean, the potential is there. And again, that's a guy that Lane Kiffin targeted early on and liked him so much that he's like, I have to bring him with me to LSU. Kiffin has a certain mold of guys he likes to put into his offense, and clearly he thinks Braden Allen fits that well. Which brings me to the last freshman wide receiver that we have for LSU. Corey Barber. 4-star wide receiver from Trussville, Alabama, and he was actually a 5 in some services. I mean, Corey Barber had a heck of a finish to his high school career. As a junior, 74 catches, 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns. Last season, 68 catches, 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns. Corey Barber is a stud. He's got the size. He's got the production. You go watch the guy's tape. He can do a little bit of everything. He can run routes. He's got good hands. He's got the size. When LSU flipped Corey Barber, to me, that was one of the biggest, Lane Kiffin's really coming in and making an impact right away. Out of the high school guys. I mean, we knew, Lane Kiffin, the portal king, we knew he was going to bring in big-time players. I mean, hell, he brought in Sam Levitt, Prince Will Umanmielen, and Jordan Seaton. That's the number one quarterback, the number one edge rusher, and the number one left tackle. We knew what he was going to do in the transfer portal. But when Corey Barber flipped over from Ole Miss and followed Lane Kiffin to LSU, that's when it clicked, at least for me. Because I think Corey Barber, out of the three freshman wide receiver we're talking about, I think Corey Barber has the potential to be the best of those three. He's got size. I mean, he's over 200 pounds right now. He's over 6 feet tall. You saw his production that I just laid out. I mean, 2,600 yards, over 30 touchdowns. And that guy can play. And that's just the last 2 seasons of his high school career. Corey Barber is a really, really good football player. And I think LSU's lucky to have all three of these guys. I know there's been a lot of talk about the big-name transfers, and I get it. Like, the transfer portal era, you know what these guys can do. You've seen them do it. Like, I've seen Jace Brown play at Kansas State. I know he's an athletic guy. You look at what Jackson Harris did, and you're like, 900 yards and 10 touchdowns in only 12 games. It's really good production from a guy on the college level. Trey Wilson has SEC experience. Winston Watkins has SEC experience. You're so concerned with those guys, and rightfully so. They've done it here at this level, that you kind of forget about the high school guys a lot of times. But look, Jabari Mack, obviously one of the fastest guys on the team already. And for what it's worth, Corey Barber, 17.5 miles per hour. So not the speed of a Jabari Mack, but I mean, he's going to make an impact for you. No question about it. Jace Brown, third on that list. Jackson Harris, fifth. So, I mean, you get the point. A lot of these guys have big-time talent. Before we take a timeout, speaking of guys with major speed, Harlem Berry this offseason, look, you saw him last year. 491 yards on 104 carries, so a little over 4 yards per carry. That's something that Jake talks about here a lot. He says, even though the running game wasn't good, Caden Durham over 4 yards per carry. Harlem Berry over 4 yards per carry. Harlem Berry has been one of the fastest guys on the team across offseason workouts. 21.9 miles per hour. That's impressive. I mean, you look at Caden Durham. Durham, 21.5. Both of these backs for LSU, whether it's Durham, whether it's Harlem Berry, I think you brought in some good backs. Dylan Jones from Wisconsin comes in. I mean, you have 5 running backs. Berry and Durham are obviously going to be the featured guys. They're going to headline that room, but whether it's a receiver, whether it's a running back, this offense has a ton of weapons, and you can see what Lane Kiffin's doing. He's prioritized speed. He's prioritized athleticism. It was something that I brought up. Like, anytime Jake or Matt were like, hey, Taylor, what's this receiver we just signed? At one point, like, all of these guys had averaged double-digit yards per catch outside of Trey Wilson, which, again, Florida quarterbacks couldn't throw the ball down the field, so that's not on him. But, I mean, Chase Brown, Jackson Harris, guys like that, like, they were averaging 16, 17 yards per catch, all of them across the board. Lane Kiffin definitely had a vision of what he wanted to do, what he wanted to accomplish, and he's done that. I mean, he's put together playmakers on the outside, guys with speed, guys with versatility. You just saw it there with the freshman wide receivers. Braylon Allen, guy that's been committed to Kiffin for quite some time. Corey Barber, he also flipped from Ole Miss to LSU. And then Jabari Mack, Louisiana native from Destrehan. I mean, I just broke down earlier all the guys that had come out of that school. The number of athletes you have at receiver, at running back, around a guy like Sam Levitt, you got to be super excited for what this offense can do coming up here in 2026. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. When we get back, the New Orleans Saints have some big-time decisions to make in terms of bringing back veteran players. We'll talk about who they will and won't bring back here on the other side on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Truly the place to go if you have any question. A live agent's actually going to pull up right there on the homepage of the website. So any question you might need to ask them, it can be answered right there. But also, you can see cases they can handle in the courtroom, past client results. All that information is on getgordon.com. It's always going to be at getgordon on all major social media as well. So Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever it might be. And then we always say it every single day, no matter where you're listening to us in Louisiana, put your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
That's right. Get Gordon and get it done. GetGordon.com. If you have been injured, whether it's a car accident, whether it's on the job site, whether walking down the street, it doesn't matter. Give them a call and just start the conversation. Tell them about your case. Tell them about exactly what has happened. And then they go out and they fight for you. They've been doing it a long time because that is what they do. They get people in Louisiana exactly what they deserve. GetGordon.com.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
It's 2026 and you're thinking about your future. College, workforce, tech school? This could help clear it up for you. According to a 2025 Georgetown University study, ITI Technical College ranked as the #1 college in all of Louisiana for return on investment. So the better return on your dollar for your education begins here. Call us or visit us online to start your new career or to get the life that you've always wanted for your family. ITI Technical College. We're in the better life business.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, we are so fired up to be back with Rejuva-Me and RejuvaMeMedical.com. Several locations across Louisiana.
Are you kidding me?
Baton Rouge, right there in Bluebonnet and Jefferson. You've got also the Bluebonnet in Highland. You've got Prairieville, Metairie, Slidell, Covington, Houma, Shreveport, Monroe, Lake Charles, Lafayette. Also, you got some locations there in Mississippi, and they have been the leader in HRT, right? Hormone replacement therapy, helping you regain that energy, that boost that you once had, getting back to feeling like your normal self. Go see them today at RejuveMeMedical.com.
That's right. Yeah, kind of like Grubig's maybe kind of a little wiry. If you're not feeling fiery anymore as a man, if you get a little bit older, you got that hormones, they start getting out of whack a little bit. Well, go there, get a medical, get a panel, get a blood panel just to see. Go see what's happening. If there's something, maybe it's not, but if there is, they are the leader in Louisiana for over 10 years at hormone replacement therapy. Go check them out. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Welcome back in. Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you, sitting in for Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. They are off for the Mardi Gras holiday, hanging out with the kiddos that are out of school. So Ross Jackson, who writes for us at LouisianaSports.net, put out an article on Friday talking about NFL free agencies coming up, but the Saints have a few deals currently on their roster that are set to void the day before the new league year. So the Saints will have 4 veteran players that they have until March 10th to get new deals. And I just want to go through and see who they could re-sign, who they wouldn't. First name up, Taysom Hill. For me, unfortunately, this is going to be a no. And it's hard for me to say because Taysom Hill has been my favorite Saint for a number of years. But I think it's best for you to move on from Taysom Hill. And look, compared to last season, he was relatively healthy here. Like in 2024, Taysom Hill played 8 games. He had 239 yards rushing. He had 187 receiving. 6 total touchdowns. This year, he played in 13 games, but his season still ended early due to an injury. Now, Mickey Loomis has said it's not a particularly substantial injury, but it's another injury nonetheless. Coming off a season where his production did not live up to the usual expectations. I mentioned he played in all 13 games, but it wasn't great. So when you look at what Taysom Hill did on the season, 52 carries, 114 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. That's 2.2 yards per carry. That is by far a career low for him. Taysom Hill's career yards per carry is 5.2 for the New Orleans Saints, to point out just how effective he's been here in the black and gold. You just didn't see it this year. He's 35 years old, again, coming off of injuries, back-to-back seasons. I just think it's time to move on from Taysom Hill, and again, that's tough for me to say. The next 2 names on this list are absolutely yeses for me. The first being Cam Jordan. Yes, you bring back Cam Jordan. I understand that he's an aging veteran, and there's people out there that want to say that Cam Jordan's lost a step. Cam Jordan turned back the clock this past year. He had 10.5 sacks. That's the most he's had since 2021. He's a veteran presence in that locker room. He is a great leader on this football team. And if you can get a veteran-friendly or team-friendly veteran deal for Cam Jordan, then you bring him back. I mean, Cam Jordan hasn't missed a game since 2022. He's played in 17 games in 23, 24, and 25. And again, I mentioned 10.5 sacks this year, 47 total tackles, 15 tackles for a loss for Cam Jordan. Again, best season he's had since 2021. I just think you have to bring back Cam Jordan. And then that kind of leads straight into the next player, which is Demario Davis. Absolutely, you bring back Demario Davis. He was healthy this past season, and he's still super productive. I get it. You have a 36-year-old middle linebacker in the NFL. Normally, that doesn't sound ideal, but I don't care. He's played all 17 games this year, and in the 17 games he played, he missed a total of 19 snaps on the year. That's basically 1 defensive snap per game. Not only is he healthy, not only is he productive, he does not come off the field for you. Also, get this. The last 2 years he's been in New Orleans, this season, 143 tackles. That's a career high for Demario Davis. And his career high before that was 136, which, yeah, that happened in 2024. So the past 2 seasons in New Orleans, he set career totals in total tackles, his career highs. He had 1/2 a sack this year, 2 sacks the year before. He's never going to be a big-time sack guy. I mean, he's played the league 14 years. He has 45 sacks total. He's your middle linebacker. He's not a guy you ask to rush the passer a lot. So, I mean, again, it's a lot like Cam Jordan. I hear a lot of people say, oh, well, you have an aging guy in the middle of your defense, and it hasn't been up to par. He's lost a step. Cam Jordan's lost a step. Demario Davis has lost a step. Have they? Because Demario Davis in 2024 and 2025 had the 2 best years of his career. And he did so at age 35 and age 36. So I don't think he's lost a step. And everyone wanted to talk about Chase Young in the offseason. Oh, you signed Chase Young. Oh, what kind of production are you going to get from him? But Cam Jordan on the other side with 10.5 sacks. I'm not saying long-term deals here, but if both of these guys want to come back and the money makes sense, you absolutely bring them back because they mean a lot to your football team. Not just on the field, and the on the field was really good for both of them, but in the locker room, you need leaders. Look, Tyler Shuck, everyone wants to joke that he's 26 years old. He's still a rookie. He was still in his first year in the NFL. Kellen Moore was a first-time head coach. It's veteran voices in the locker room, like Cam Jordan, like Demario Davis, like Taysom Hill, if you will, to a little bit lesser extent. There can be leaders on this team that are the voices in this locker room that will help out a rookie quarterback, a first-year head coach. And I get it. Kellen Moore and Tyler Shuck, they're going into year 2 together, but they're both still new to this whole starting quarterback head coach combo. Why not let Demario, why not let Cam Jordan come in and continue to be those leaders, provided that they do want to come back? And I have no reason to believe that they don't. They should want to come back. They're both perfect fits in New Orleans. City of New Orleans has loved both of these guys. I mean, both these guys are fan favorites. I bet if you go into the Superdome next year for a football game, if Cam Jordan comes back, the 94 jersey is going to be very popular in the stands. That's going to be one of the biggest ones as far as the number of people wearing it. People love Cam Jordan. Demario Davis, he's been a stalwart on this defense for a number of years. The last name that Ross mentions is Foster Moreau. Now, Foster Moreau hasn't done a ton, that'll show up on the stat sheet. He's not one of those stat stuffer guys, but look, he's been a nice veteran voice, a vocal presence. He's from the city of New Orleans. I mean, he played at Jesuit High School. Again, Ross mentions right here, while the stats weren't eye-popping in 2025, his contributions in protection, the run game, and as a leader could be worth a reinvestment for a manageable deal. Foster Moreau had 7 catches for 59 yards, no touchdowns this past season. But he's not going to be your receiving tight end. That's what you have Juwan Johnson for. Tyler Shuck and Juwan Johnson had a good connection later in the year. You bring back Foster Moreau for a lot of the things I just mentioned with Demario Davis and Cam Jordan. Their veteran presence, their leadership, their good locker room guys. And look, I'm all about bringing back these guys. I'm not saying throw money at any of them. It needs to be a manageable, team-friendly deal. But if Davis wants to come back and Cam want to come back, you give them a contract as fast as you can because they're studs and they're still really good players on this team. As far as Foster Moreau goes, yeah, I'd welcome him back. I mean, he's been nothing by all accounts but a great teammate and a great locker room guy. And I mean, you need somebody to block in the running game. Your running game hasn't been good. Your run blocking hasn't been good. Can Foster Moreau help in that area? I think all 3 of those guys are yeses. Demario Davis and Cam Jordan, absolutely. Taysom Hill, on the other hand, I love Taysom. He's done a lot for this franchise. I don't know what his role is on this team going forward at his age with his injuries and how much you'd potentially have to pay him. Now, again, as far as the team-friendly deals, if Taysom wants to come back on a minimum deal, I'm good with it, but you can't extend him and give him a big-time deal just due to all the injuries that he's had. Speaking of Demario Davis, another article on LouisianaSports.net that Ross Jackson puts out does mention that he believes that the Chicago Bears are actually the biggest threat to sign Demario Davis and pull him away from New Orleans if a team actually did. Obviously, former Saints head coach Dennis Allen, the defensive coordinator there. And their defense, it was shaky. I know a lot of Saints fans poked fun at the hiring of Dennis Allen. And, I mean, yeah, they ranked 23rd in scoring defense, 29 in total yards allowed. But they were number 1 in the NFL with 33 turnovers. If you can have a stud veteran linebacker in the middle of that defense, that 23 is going to go up. That 29 is going to go up. You're going to start to move up to the higher spots of total defense. Because I think Demario Davis makes that big of an impact. I mean, that was a defense that had a lot of young players on it. They could use a veteran presence like that. Again, they were really consistent when it comes to taking the ball away. Inconsistent everywhere else, but they knew how to get a good turnover. You plug in the veteran like Demario Davis, that would be worthwhile, I would think, for the Chicago Bears. And as far as their cap situation goes, they sit at $5.3 million overage. Right around where the New Orleans Saints are. But with a few restructures, they could be right in the game to spend some money. This is the time for them to build on the 11-6 season they had last year. If you think you got the coach and the quarterback in place, and your quarterback's under a rookie deal, you do whatever you can and bring in whatever veteran you have to put around them to make a run at this thing. I know that the city of Chicago is starving for a championship. They haven't had one in such a long time. They haven't even been relevant in such a long time outside of this season. Can you build on the 11-6? DeMario Davis could be a big opportunity to do that. And for what it's worth, Greg Allman on Fox Sports, he's already predicted that he believes the Chicago Bears will steal DeMario Davis away. So, I mean, he thinks that whether the Saints want to keep him or not, DeMario Davis would ultimately sign with the Chicago Bears. I have a little hard time believing that if Davis wants to come back, New Orleans can't find a way to make it work. I think that if he went to the Bears, it would be because he wants to get out of New Orleans and wants to go try and chase a title and try to win it. Now, are there better places to try to win a title than Chicago? Traditionally, yeah. But again, you saw what Caleb Williams did year one under Ben Johnson. I can only assume that that's going to get even better. So we'll see what happens there. But a couple of veterans to keep an eye on as the March 10th deadline looms closer. All right, we'll take a quick time out on the other side of this break. Former LSU pitcher Patrick Kugan joins us on the other side. Kind of get his thoughts on what he saw in the opening weekend as LSU took on Milwaukee, won all 3 games. We'll talk to him next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Well, speaking of diving in, would you like to dive into a Russell Pool? Because when you see what they can do for you, you'll be blown away. I mean, they're going to make the pool of your dreams. In fact, that's their tagline because they know it is factual. Let's build your dream pool. And what better time to get that process started than right now, because you are going to enjoy it year long. This is Louisiana. It is always pool season here in Louisiana, but this is truly a one-stop shop. We're talking about construction, maintenance, retail, all of that you handle with one company. That company is Russell Pool Company, and you can trust them. We trust them. Everybody they build pools for trust them. LSU, the Tigers, trust them as well.
Yeah, let them build your dream pool. They can do everything from design to landscape architect to financing options. They can do it all. When you think of quality pools, you think of Russell Pools. RussellPools.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose. Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Remind you about our friends over at Oshner Health. When it comes to your health, you want a team that you can trust. That's why so many families across Louisiana choose Oshner Health. From primary care to advanced specialty care, Oshner brings together top physicians, innovative technology, and convenient locations all across the state. So whether it's a routine checkup, a sports injury care situation, heart health, or something a little bit more serious, they are with you every step of the way. Healthcare isn't one size fits all. We tell you that all the time. It is personal, and at Oshner, your care is built around you. So take control of your health today. You can visit oshner.org to find a provider or schedule an appointment. And I tell you all the time, man, when we were putting together Elite Training Academy, they were certainly the partner that we wanted. It's been a great partnership. You can visit that location off Burbank as well. All right.
Welcome back in here on Off the Bench. Halfway through today's show here on this Monday. We're going to work on hooking up with former LSU pitcher Patrick Kugan here in just a second. LSU did take down the Milwaukee Panthers here, which, first off, if you've seen the Milwaukee Panthers logo, my God, it looks like a rat. That is not a Panther whatsoever. If you have not seen that, please go look it up. If you watched the game, I'm sure you did. It was all over the TV, but they'll take on the Kent State Golden Flashes tonight, who are actually 3-0 on the season. They'll break that down. But right now, let's go out to the phone line, bring on former LSU pitcher Patrick Kugan. Patrick, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well, Taylor. Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. Wanted to have you on because, all the talk going in was, okay, how's Case and Evans going to look as this ace on the staff potentially? You got Cooper Moore, got the Saturday start, William Schmidt on Sunday. We'll start with Case and Evans first. What'd you see from him on Friday?
Well, I saw a little bit of kind of what everyone expected. I come out there very dominant, struck out a bunch of guys coming in. And then the issue potentially was, how would he adjust to become a starter, and how would that look? And so I think he's still going to have to navigate through that a little bit because it's different with a starter's mentality than coming out of the bullpen and just emptying the tank one time through the order. He's going to have to understand how to hold back some pitches to get guys out, the second and third time through the order, and that takes a bit of an adjustment. Anytime a guy goes from a empty the tank reliever to the starting staff, it's a mentality shift, and I think that one that he's got the ability to make. But if he can't, he just slides back into the bullpen and is that All-American type reliever that they have, and LSU just cycles up through their rotation because they've got all the depth in the world to fill that spot.
As far as the Saturday and Sunday go, Cooper Moore, we kind of knew he was going to be a starter in this rotation, at least to begin the year in some capacity. And then William Schmidt on Sunday. What did you see from both of those guys that you liked?
Well, Cooper Moore was, kind of as advertised. Not a lot of people knew a lot about him coming in. They just, I think we all heard whispers of how well he was doing, and man, did he deliver. It's fun to watch him pitch. He attacks the zone. Goes right after guys. He had, a number of strikeouts in a limited number of pitches, which is, as a former pitcher, that's impressive for me to watch, right? And, you think of, high strikeout number, that's going to really tally up the pitch count and, jeopardize your ability to lengthen out a start. But he's able to do it really efficiently, throws a lot of strikes. And, it was fun to watch. And then, William Schmidt was William Schmidt yesterday. And, I think that's a compliment. And it's also, that next gear, I think everyone's waiting for him to kick into. He's got just electric stuff, the type of stuff that scouts dream about, right? And that's why I was so highly heralded coming out of high school, and happy to have him on the staff here. But it's that next gear that we're really waiting for, and it's the ability to land a first pitch breaking ball, right, and to get them off the heater, because if his only ability is to throw a heater for a strike early in the count or a swing and miss type breaking ball, then those guys are just going to sit on fastball until they don't have to, right? And that's why you saw the early solo home run, is that guy was just sitting all fastball. He's probably never seen 98, 99 in his life, but he's swinging as hard as he can because he knows a heater's coming down the middle at some point. And so he ambushed him. And so William Schmidt's next step that he has to be able to take is locate a breaking pitch early in the count that keeps those guys honest, so they don't jump ship and try to launch one into the onto the railroad tracks on him.
Patrick Kugan, our guest right now, former LSU pitcher. Patrick, as far as the bullpen goes, I mean, it almost seemed like everyone outside of Zach Cowan performed really well. But I said a little bit earlier in this show, I'm not concerned about Zach Cowan. He was excellent for you a year ago. I expect him to bounce back. But as far as the bullpen guys, let's start with Devin Sheeran and Gavin Guidry, just because we haven't seen them in over a year due to injury. What'd you make of those guys in their first outing back in a while?
Well, I'll tell you, I feel like we need maybe 2 more segments just on the bullpen alone.
Right.
I mean, it's an embarrassment of riches. It really is how good and talented these guys are. And look, there's another game today, and there's still a couple names that we haven't seen yet, right? I would guess that Jaden Newt gets the start today, and you'll see Danny Lockenmeyer. DJ Primo's been around forever. He's as good as a left-handed arm as there is out there. And then I guess we'll see, repeat of guys. Maybe we see Gavin Guidry again just to kind of test his durability. But Devin Shearing, oh my goodness, that is electric stuff. It's just nasty, right? And it's an easy, and this makes me embarrassed to say this, that's an easy 99, right? Like, it doesn't even look like he's exerting any effort, and it just explodes out of his hand. That people aren't just born those people just don't show up on campuses. So the fact that he's able to be here and playing for the Tigers, and God, we feel like we were robbed last year of him with the knee injury, but he's going to be something to watch because his stuff is just unworldly. And look, there's 3 or 4 other guys we could name that are exactly like him. These guys are just aliens that landed on LSU's planet.
Right. Patrick Kugan joining us right now. Patrick, I do want to get into the lineup a little bit as far as the position players go in just a second. But before we move on from pitching, you mentioned a little bit earlier, hey, if Casey Evans can't work out as a starter, you could just move him into that bullpen role where he was so excellent for most of the year. Cooper Williams is a guy that a lot of people were thinking, okay, you'll have Casey Evans, you'll have Cooper Moore. Who will be that third guy? Will it be Schmidt? Will it be Williams? If they do have to move Casey Evans into the bullpen, could you see maybe Cooper Williams sliding into one of those starting roles?
Yeah, I think he was, kind of that 4th candidate to be a starter, and it was kind of up in the air until probably the last weekend of inter squads where Schmidt kind of won that race, if you will. I do feel like there's a sense of comfortability with having Cooper Williams in the bullpen. I think the staff, really likes his ability to come in and shut the door kind of in those middle innings if need be. And he can extend out in that reliever's role, right? So you don't have to cash in your bullpen too early. But I do think he translates really well to the starting rotation. So that's to be seen. Don't get me wrong. I am not advocating one bit for a change with Case and Evans. My point is just that we know how elite he can be out of the bullpen, and if the conversion to the starting role doesn't work out for him, it's going to be just fine for LSU because they can take that blow because of the depth they have, not only in the ability to sub in a new starter, but to absorb him into the bullpen and have that work on the back end.
Patrick, want to switch from pitching to offense here right now. I mean, when you look at the lineup, you knew who Zach York was. He had hit a bunch of dingers over there at Grand Canyon, and it's funny, his first swing of the bat of the season ends up halfway into the right field bleachers for a home run. But
how perfect was that, by the way?
It was awesome. I was talking about it earlier. I was leaving work because it was an early first pitch. As soon as I'm getting on the interstate, I hear it on the radio, and I audibly laughed just because I'm like, how perfect is this to happen?
Like I heard somebody yell. Oh yeah, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I heard somebody yell, and I was like, "That's Jacob Hester. He's cheering so loud. I just heard him cheering for the big body guy."
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking Jay's first national championship run back in 23. You had a Riley Cooper, you had a Cade Beloso, you had these big bodied guys, and our guy Jake, he's been asking for more of them for quite some time. So I'm sure he was happy about Zach York. But another guy I want to talk about that went yard this weekend, Seth Dardar. He was in a battle with Braden Simpson and Tanner Reeves. It was kind of a three-headed rotation all throughout the fall scrimmages at second base. I thought he was awesome this weekend. What'd you make of Seth Dardar?
Your assessment is spot on. He was awesome. And how cool is it? You can. I don't know if you've heard any of his interviews, but I've caught a few of them, and the genuineness and how proud he is to play at LSU. You can't help but cheer for a guy like that. He always wanted to be here. Didn't quite get there coming out of high school, so he goes and plays at Kansas State, I believe, and has the opportunity to come back and play for the team he's always wanted to play for, and to see him have so much success right out of the gate, man, it's just a guy that you cheer for, right? But I mean, don't get me wrong. He has every ability to play. You see that swing, and it is violent. And when he gets bats the ball, it goes right. And I think what the issue potentially was him, and why he wasn't named a definitive starter, is he struggled with the glove a little bit, right? And so I think the offense is going to be there for him. It's his ability to, maybe play a position that he's uncomfortable with, whether it's second base or third base. And I don't mean uncomfortable, just not used to playing, because that's his opportunity to play for LSU. But man, I tell you, just hearing his voice and how excited he is to be here, and then to see him with the success he had, it's just a feel-good story. And I love it for local kids that can, come to LSU and have success. It's fun for me as a former player getting to watch him.
What'd you make of Jake Brown over the weekend? I mean, he's a guy, he's been in the program for a long time, hasn't really been that everyday starter, but it looks like he's solidified that spot in right field.
He's the guy. I remember playing, and we'd go play against Mississippi State or Ole Miss or something, and you're like, gosh, dang, this guy's still here.
Yeah.
It just seems like he's been there forever. And I mean that in the best way possible. And for Jake Brown, that just means for him that he's comfortable. There's not a whole lot that can happen in the game of baseball or the game of college baseball that Jake Brown hasn't seen at this point. He looks and feels like an old soul out there. Just, kind of that coach on the field. He's just got, the low heartbeat, the low pulse, ice water running through it, whatever cliche you want to use. But, oh, by the way, he's really good too. Hits the grand slam yesterday. I think he had 2 home runs yesterday. And it's just always a good swing to the ball. He takes, very mature professional at bats. He rarely swings at balls out of the zone. You know, and I know for a coach, you know, it gives Jay a whole lot of confidence to have that calming presence, that older presence, the mature approach in that lineup, not only when he's at bat, but to help with the newer guys to say, hey, look, here's what to expect in the SEC. And so it's almost like you get an extra coach on the staff with a guy like Jake Brown. And oh, by the way, he puts up kind of like All-American numbers and is a really good player.
Patrick, before we get you out of here, one more. You mentioned you think Jaden Newt will probably get the start tonight against Kent State. Whether it's a pitcher or position player, somebody we haven't seen yet, who are you excited to see tonight?
Oh, you put me on the spot. God, let me go with the chalk answer. I want to see Newt. You know, he's got really good stuff. You know, we've seen him, but like, what does it look like a year later with another year under his belt? God, I feel bad for giving you such a chalky answer.
You're good, man. Look, sometimes chalk answer is correct, right? That's why they call it the chalk answer. Like we were.
Let me give you. I'll go wild card for you. And this is a complete guess. Let's go with Jack Ruckert to start and get 2 knocks tonight.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I like it. We like a bold prediction here on OTB. Patrick, thank you so much for hopping on with me, man. You were awesome. I appreciate the time.
You got it. Thanks, Taylor.
That was former LSU pitcher Patrick Kugan. All right, we'll take a timeout. We get back. We're closing out hour number 2 next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to pelicanroof.com, the website for Pelican Roofing in Lafayette, in Baton Rouge. They are boots on the ground in both locations, ready to help you. So if you need a roof repair, roof replacement, whatever it might be, they have got you covered, and they've got you covered with the best customer service, with the best work. That's why you go to the website, pelicanroof.com. You see 5-star reviews all over the homepage, and that's actual customers that have worked with Pelican Roofing. So don't delay. If you need anything when it comes to your roof, go to pelicanroof.com.
Right, Pelican Roof, pelicanroof.com. If you are starting a project, whether it's a new build, whether it's renovation, maybe it's just a roof repair. You got a leak, you got an old roof, whatever it is. It's just that time. Make sure you give them a call. And we know it's a big decision that you're going to have to make for your family and yourself. And financially, it can make a big impact. So go let them help you with the financing. Financing options right there at their homepage. Get the entire process started at pelicanroof.com.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
The Tigers don't cut corners on the floor. Parrish Construction and Roofing won't cut corners on your home either.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishBuilt.com. Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling better.
We heal.
You look better. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things
I got you. No way.
with great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at fabrychevrolet.com.
Lockmere to Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades. But our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lockmere to Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those.
...2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
Welcome in. Final segment, hour number 2, here on a Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. I was not a 2007 national champ. I was in the building, though. I guess maybe we can count that. I always told Jake and Matt, out of the 3 New Orleans national championships I've seen LSU play in, the only one I went to was the only one that they were actually playing in on the field. Alondra, I almost watched Traders yesterday.
I just need somebody. I found like a couple of people that I can talk to you about. Like I made my sister start watching it, so now I can talk about it with my sister. But like, I just wish I had people to like discuss this show with because it's just so good.
I made the effort. So I had kind of a busy Sunday morning yesterday. We get home. I put it on. The baseball game had just ended.
Yeah.
So it's, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I put it on. I get the first 10 minutes in. Guys, I fell asleep. And I am notorious for, so don't think I didn't like it just because I fell asleep. I'm notorious for putting something on and falling asleep 10 minutes in. I did that. I made the effort.
It's a great show.
Old boy that hosted, he's got some energy.
Alan?
Yeah, Alan.
Yeah.
I remember him from Spy Kids. He's
got some fits.
He ran the was it the Thumbkins on Spy Kids?
Yeah.
But guys, new season of Love Is Blind dropped. Your boy watched the first 2 episodes. It was awful. It was terrible. So Braxton, Love Is Blind is like that's my thing, right? I'm not gonna watch any of the other reality dating shows with my wife, but Love Is Blind I will, just because I think it's so ridiculous. I like to ultimately watch these couples be like, how come this didn't work out? We've known each other for 6 days and got engaged. I can't believe that the logistics weren't right. But I got a bone to pick because at the end of the first episode, Alondra loves drama. She would have been all over this. At the end of the first episode, They tease what's going to happen coming up. And it's this girl screaming at this dude through a pod. Okay. She's screaming, she's crying. They had to remove her. They removed her, I don't know, from the show or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to watch another episode now. Didn't play it. So they teased it for the next episode, wasn't in there. So what am I going to do tonight? Well, probably watch another episode to see. I just want to see that one part. Right. If you don't know Love Is Blind, so they're in 2 pods. They date each other through a wall, and they get engaged without ever actually seeing each other. Then they ultimately meet. Then they move in together, meet each other's families, then decide if they want to get married or not. I know what you're thinking. You shouldn't propose unless you know you want to get married. It's not the point, Braxton. Not relevant in this particular show, but yeah, I watch it for the outrage. It's my shameless one that I watch. Everybody's got their one thing. This is my one thing. It's hilarious. It's not good until after they get out of the pods and they start arguing, and then the one guy's like, oh, that girl's way better looking than the one I picked.
Yeah,
Let me go over there to her, and then the one he's engaged to actually gets mad. But, disappointed. Disappointed first 2 episodes of Love Is Blind. Not what I had in mind, but we'll see. Also, guys, I made the purchase. We're doing Scream Unseen tonight instead of Mystery Movie Monday. Tickets have been purchased, so I'll give you an update on that tomorrow. Do I think the movie's going to be terrible? Yes. Yes, I do think it's going to be terrible. Am I still going to enjoy it? Yep. That's me. I'm easily pleased. Okay, look, that's going to do it for hour 2 of Off the Bench. Look, we talked a lot of baseball, hour number 1. We just had Patrick Kugan, former LSU pitcher, on. We talked a little LSU football and Saints. Hour number 3, we are going to have our weekend winners at 9 a.m. No Devin Snow. Dev is a bit under the weather, if you know what I mean. We're going to move him to tomorrow, and then we'll talk LSU women's basketball since we didn't get to that in hour number 1. So all that coming up and more. Stay tuned. We got one more hour left here on a Monday edition of Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this, and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized, it'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
The bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Raising Cane's studio. It's Off the Bench.
Welcome in hour number 3 here on a Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp, Elijah Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto all along with you here on this Monday morning. We've had a jam-packed show, pretty much baseball, about 80% of the show. We squeezed in a little LSU and Saints football, but for the majority, it has been LSU baseball, and rightfully so. The Tigers put up a heck of a lot of runs. Alondra mentioned earlier, 49 strikeouts over the first 3 games. That is a program record as well, so at times, they have looked dominant over the Milwaukee Panthers. They will take on the Kent State Golden Flashes tonight. Kent State 3-0, by the way, 3 wins over the Southeastern Lions. So a little bit step up in competition for the Tigers, but they should get this one done. Coming up, we're going to have weekend winners here in just a second. Devin Snow had to be tabled to tomorrow, so he'll join us tomorrow, 9:15. He had to push that back, so we'll talk a little women's basketball. We got some news. A team has moved up into the FCS ranks from the FBS level, so they are moving up a level in competition. That is effective as of next football season, so we'll get into all of that. And then we'll close it out as we do every day with a little Ask the Bench. We got women's basketball coming up. Right now, though, we do it every Monday around this time. Let's do some weekend winners.
That's how winning is done.
That's right! We can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Are you doing what it takes to win a championship?
Wow, winning.
Well, then I guess there's only one thing left to do. What's that?
Win the whole thing.
All right, weekend winners. Who wants to go first? If not, I will go.
I was just going to give a weekend winner to the LSU baseball program as a whole. I mean, you outscored Milwaukee 41-15 this weekend. So for the people that were, you know how people are. There's always going to be like a group of people that are like, well, that wasn't enough. You know,
people,
like
I saw it after the 5-3 Saturday
game was a little too close. Like, okay, let's relax. Let's chill out. But like the score over the whole entire weekend, I feel like tells a story. You had an extremely productive offense this weekend and an extremely effective and efficient bullpen as well. So just a overall weekend winner to the entire baseball program and opening weekend as a whole.
Braxton, what you got?
Let's see. So I was going to bring up LSU softball as a loser, but I figured you had a loser, so I was going to bring up a winner. So for the All-Star game, we had a different format this time. You had your world versus your stars. The stars were built up, the USA was built up into 2 teams, your stars and stripes. And so the MVP of the All-Star is Anthony Edwards. He had 32 points in total of the All-Star weekend. That was probably, I guess, the most entertaining part just because, the dunk contest, 3-point contest, it's not the same anymore. It's nothing really special. I didn't watch it all, the dunk contest. They get the most random players in it, but I guess the All-Star game kind of made up for everything.
What's a celebrity game? Having Taco Fall on your team at 7'6" seems like an unfair advantage. The guy had 26 rebounds, and his team obviously won. I don't love that. Maybe make him sit that out. Weekend loser for me is the NBA dunk contest. Like, these are games I see people do with ease in games. Like, if we just run out of ideas at the dunk contest, if that's fine, you can repeat. You can repeat a dunk. It's not a big deal. Do something with a little bit of difficulty. I watched the first round. I turned it off after the first round. I didn't even see who won, how impressive their dunk was. Didn't care. The first round completely turned me off. But my first weekend winner, if anybody out there did not see this, Baylor played New Mexico State over the weekend. They got the win on Friday night in blowout fashion. And the reason they got that win, or a big reason why, was first baseman Tice Armstrong. Tice Armstrong hit not one, not two, but 3 grand slams in the same game. That is the first time, anyone wondering how long that's happened, first time in 50 years. So Louisville's Jim LaFountain hit 3, 2 of them actually in the same inning, way back in 1976 against Western Kentucky. Has not happened again. So he 3 grand slams, 12 RBI. Only 13 major league players ever have hit 2 grand slams in the same game, and nobody's done that since 2009. So whether it's college, whether it's professional, you can kind of see how rare that was. I don't know if anybody saw that, but I mean, they were no doubters too. I think the first one was 407 feet, so it was quite a bit on that one. And yeah, I mean, obviously they win that game like 16-17-2. Wound up being the final score. But Tice Armstrong, not a bad way to kick off your 2026 baseball season. Opening night, 3 grand slams for our guy Tice Armstrong, my first weekend winner.
I'm going to go weekend winner, Nebraska softball. They beat Texas Tech yesterday, which if you know anything about Texas Tech softball, you know they got $1 million pitcher. $1 million pitcher is not going to do too much for you, though, if you can't get everything else done. And I think that was the first time that Kennedy gave up 2 back-to-back extra base hits ever in her career.
That's the first time. Jesus.
That she gave up back-to-back extra base hits. I'm sure she's gave up some hits before, but
still.
Extra base hits, they hit a home run and then like a double off of her. So Nebraska softball looks like they're going to be a problem for a lot of people this season.
Yeah, they.
I mean, they didn't have a perfect weekend at the Invitational, but they look pretty good.
Did they win that Invitational overall? I mean, I know nobody wins the Invitational.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I think maybe. I don't know.
See, to keep it on the softball side, your loser could be LSU softball. I mean, they had a good start, I guess. They didn't play anybody too special. They won a few games.
They didn't even have a good start.
I mean, no, but they were
lost
winning. They were winning.
They
but
won one game.
It wasn't even that good. No, but like. They lost to Nebraska 0-6. Oklahoma State, they won that one, however. They lost to Duke, UCF, and then they got shut out by UCLA.
Yeah, we'll actually get into that next segment. Me and Alondra will chop that up.
Same issue, and like what I said at the beginning of the season that I thought was going to be a problem, it's the bullpen. I don't know why you can't have like more than 1 or 2 pitchers that can give you a great game, but it's – and then when you're – bullpen's not being productive, and then you have an offense that goes cold for some reason at some points, it's not going to be good for you.
Yeah, I mean, what their only win was their only any sort of life on offense that they had.
Yeah.
All weekend long. Braxton, I put up a video just a second ago. You can play it now. Don't need it with sound or anything. My weekend loser is going to be the Canada curling team. One of their players was flagged by an official for pushing the rock with his finger after he let it go. And I mean, he goes on a tirade of like he's talking back to the official saying he didn't do it. That's the guy right there. And the official says, point blank, I didn't want to play it because he's yelling expletives as the rule expert talks to him. You can see it right here. I mean, he extends the finger, pushes it, so they penalized him for it. That roll didn't count. Since being called out by the official, that same guy for Canada has actually done that again. And again, their roll didn't count. I don't know if he's going to be disqualified for the remainder of the Olympics or what, but he's done it multiple times. You see right there the extra push with the finger, and then, he started yelling at the official, F you, F this, and, I've never touched it. Why would you even say I did that? And, I mean, it's clear as day, and they went back and looked, and he's actually done it multiple times. So leave it to our dirty little brothers up there in the Great White North to cheat in the Olympics of all sports. But, I mean, you could see right there, I mean, he clearly gives it a little bit of extra push there with his finger. So first weekend loser for me, the Canada men's curling team.
All right, I don't have any more.
So my next weekend winner is going to be USA Hockey. Have you guys seen what they've been doing in the Olympics right now? So USA Hockey, a perfect 3-0 in the Olympics right now. They'll play the quarterfinal round coming up on Wednesday night. they are not just winning, they are dominating teams. And coming into the Olympics, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people, even if you're not that in touch with hockey, you watched the four nations face off last year, the electric battles between the U.S. and Canada, and I'm sure a lot of you got into it. I know I did. Coming into the Olympics, a lot of people said last year's team was better than this year. I would have to thoroughly disagree. I mean, they beat Latvia on Thursday 5-1. On Saturday, they take down Denmark 6-3, and that was a game. Denmark got off to a hot start. U.S. wasn't an issue, though, and then yesterday against Germany, they have another dominant 5-1 victory. So, I mean, 3 dominant performances in a row from USA Hockey, giving up just 4 goals total in 3 games and scoring 16. So you've outscored your opponents 16-5 in the first 3 games of this Olympics. Again, you will play the quarterfinals on Wednesday, to be determined on when the opponent is, but it will take place Wednesday afternoon around 4 o'clock our time. So probably be locked into that. But weekend winner for me, USA Hockey, and also USA Hockey uniforms. Like, I don't know if anybody's looked at these. The white ones they have not changed a ton since you look at that incredible Miracle on Ice team that beat the Soviet Union way back in. They made the movie Miracle about it to win Olympic gold, but they haven't changed a whole lot since then. And I just think they're iconic uniforms. I mean, great job by whoever designed those. They've kept them going all these years, but excellent job all the way around. The uni combos, the performance, the U.S. is looking really good in the Olympics as a whole right now, but USA Hockey obviously carrying their weight. Does anybody else have anything?
I'm just looking through, college basketball. I know that Arizona, number 1 team in the country, lost back-to-back.
Yeah.
They lost to Kansas and a big one without Darren Peterson. And
then Texas Tech
lost
took them
Texas
down.
Tech, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big-time weekend lose. I mean, a lot of people thought that Arizona was going to be the dominant team in college basketball. And look, it's 2 games. They still may be, but to lose to Kansas without Darren Peterson, who's going to be a top 5 pick in next year's NBA draft.
I don't get it. I mean, he just doesn't play.
I know, but I mean, that's everybody is saying.
He
this
did
guy,
play
top
against
5 lottery pick.
Let's see. He played against Iowa State on Saturday. They lost by 18 with Darren Peterson.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's something that everybody else sees that maybe we don't. I mean, every NBA scout, every analyst, all this says Darren Peterson will be a lottery pick.
Just sick.
And all right, that's gonna do it for our weekend winners. When we get back, we're gonna double up on women's sports. We are going to talk LSU versus everybody over there in the Shriners Clearwater Classic. Not a great weekend for your LSU softball team. They played 5 games over a 3-day period. We'll break all that down, and then we'll recap LSU versus South Carolina women's basketball that occurred on Saturday night. That's all coming up next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to Bally's, Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel, the brand new star of downtown Baton Rouge. It is brand new. And sure, like the outside of the building somewhat might be the same, but that's the only thing that is the same. When you walk in, you'll be blown away. They have got Vegas-style gaming all over the place. Right when you walk in on the casino floor, they've got new slot machines. They have got a brand new DraftKings Sportsbook with an incredible bar that butts up to this biggest TV I think you've ever seen in your life. They've got a brand new hotel. Every room got an upgrade. Everything got an upgrade. Go check it out. Bally's Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel.
That's right. It is Friday. It is the weekend. Friday. If you're looking for something to do, if you're in Baton Rouge, the Baton Rouge area, looking for something to do with your friends, with your spouse, whatever it is, a little date night, go to Bally's of Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, you got an upgrade, 25,000 square foot gaming facility, beautiful hotel and restaurants right there. Bally's of Baton Rouge.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
We all know hard work, not just a slogan. It's a way of life, and that's exactly what you get with Pala. Founded right here in Louisiana, proudly 100% employee-owned, something we always want to remind you about. Pala has been delivering industrial construction, specialty services, and power solutions since 1973. So from heavy industrial projects to safety services and advanced specialty applications, their companies serve critical industries across the Gulf Coast and certainly beyond. So when the job demands precision, safety, and experience, Pala delivers every single time. Employee-owned means every project matters, every detail counts. You can learn more about their full family of companies at palagroup.com. That is P-A-L-A group.com, palagroup.com. All right, we will step away, and when we come back...
All right, welcome back in Off the Bench here on a Monday. Tyler Sharp in for Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. What I want to look at right now, we're going to get two topics in one segment. LSU softball, LSU women's basketball, because both of them had some big-time games over the weekend. We'll start with LSU softball. They were undefeated, perfect on the season, heading into the Shriners Clearwater Classic. If you remember, they played 2 games on Thursday. Then they had a Friday, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. So 5 games over a 4-day period. They'll play again tomorrow night as well, but it really couldn't have gone much worse for Bet3 and his squad, if we're being completely honest. They fall in game 1 to Nebraska 6-0. Nebraska had their freshman pitcher on the mound. She was absolutely dominant. LSU battled a little bit earlier early in that game behind Jaden Heavener. Couldn't get anything going against the Cornhuskers pitching staff. I mean, that's just where it was. Like, it wasn't even Jordy Ball or Jordy Fromm, we should say now. They started a freshman. She was great. Then they put in Jordy Fromm with a multiple run lead. Anytime you do that, you feel pretty good about your chances to win the game behind her on the mound, much less with a multiple run lead. So they blanked the Tigers 6-0 against Nebraska. Again, there were times I thought Heavener battled early on. You just couldn't get anything going offensively. I mean, you had a few hits here and there, but you just could not string anything together. Not enough hits to bring any runners across the plate, so they fall there. But they bounce back Thursday evening against Oklahoma State. They win that game 9-4. It was a story of your big players making plays. Jaleel Lassiter, Sierra Daniel, and Tori Edwards in that game combined to go 7 of 12 with 6 runs scored and 5 RBIs. I mean, that's your entire offense right there was those 3, which is fine as long as they could do that consistently. When I look at this lineup 1 through 9, I don't see the consistency that we've seen in years past. Like Sierra Daniel tearing the cover off the ball. We had Beth Torino on last week talking to Jake and Matt. She raved about Tori Edwards. That's a player that's been in this program for multiple years that has done a really nice job, but you can't just rely on those players. You need a little bit more balance. 1 through 9. CC Salura was the pitcher for LSU. She got the win against Oklahoma State. She went the whole game, gave up 4 runs, only 3 strikeouts, but then again, only walked 2, so not a ton of strikeouts, but didn't give up a ton of free passes as well. So you're 1-1. You had a stinker against Nebraska. You bounce back against Oklahoma State. You're feeling okay. We're right where we thought we might be. 1-1 after the first 2 games. Let's see if you can go on a little bit of a run. And they did not. You then fall to Duke 5-3. Heaving her back out on the mound there after Nebraska and honestly had another rough outing. 5 Ks, but gave up, walked 4, gave up 5 earned runs in that ball game to lose to Duke. Lassiter was great again. She contributed 3 of the 6 hits in that ball game. Again, your big players stepped up. Sierra Daniel, Jayla Lassiter, Tori Edwards, they were all good. It was the players around them that needed to step up in a big way to get these wins, and they just didn't do it. So you fall to Duke 5-3. Then you have UCF, a winnable game, not in the top 25. So the 3 top 25 teams you played, Nebraska, Duke, UCLA. You're like, okay, UCF, a chance to bounce back? No. It's probably your most disappointing game of the weekend. 5-1 loss to the UCF Golden Knights. Again, you can't score runs. Lassiter, great once again. She went 3 for 3 up there at the top of that lineup. Not much help from anyone else. And then you try to cap things off. Maybe, can you scratch? Can you claw? Can you pull out a win against a top 25 team to maybe get this thing going in the right direction after a bad Shriners Clearwater Invitational? No. 8-0 loss to the UCLA Bruins. And UCLA is a really good team. But guess what? LSU couldn't score any runs. It was kind of the story of the weekend for the Tigers. They actually threw 4 different pitchers in that game trying to slow down UCLA. They could not do it. LSU came into this series perfect 6-0 on the season. They leave the series 7-4. I mean, you scored 7 runs, 8 runs total in a 5-game period. I don't care if Jaden Heavner's on the mound. I don't care if it's CC Salura, Tatum Clopton, whoever. You score 8 runs in 5 games, you're not going to win very many. And it doesn't really matter who you're playing. I get that 3 of the 5 teams you were playing were in the top 25. And UCF looks like a pretty good softball team if Saturday was any indication. But you can't dig yourself in that hole offensively. Again, Daniel was great on the weekend. Tori Edwards was awesome. Jaleel Lassiter hit the cover off the ball all weekend long. You didn't get much from Avery Hodge. You didn't get much from any of your other role players. I mean, regardless of who it was. Macy Bergeron showed flashes, but again, the consistency was a little off. It seemed like your top 3 players stepped up. They were ready to play. Everyone else wasn't. And I mean, again, 8 runs, 5 games. You go 1-4 in those 5 games. Like, I think if you would have asked Coach Torina, LSU softball, wherever, like worst case scenario, we go 2-3. We beat the unranked teams. We lose to all the ranked teams, but we battle hard. And we would like to go 3-2. We'd like to steal 1 of the 3 against the ranked opponents, and you're good. I mean, if you beat the 2 unranked teams and you steal 1 of the ranked wins, you're sitting at 8-2. Now you're 6-4, hovering around 500. And you've played a lot of games recently, and the rest isn't going to get any quicker. I mean, like Alondra, you were talking about the bullpen earlier, and yeah, like the bullpen's bad, but 8 runs in 5 games? I mean, offensively, nothing was there outside of your big 3.
Which is crazy because when we talked about them coming into the tournament, like before the tournament, their offense was extremely productive. And then you get there and you go against Nebraska, score no runs, And then they kind of come alive versus Oklahoma State. You score 9 there. And then with Duke, Duke, a UCF, which is the most inexcusable one to me for some reason. Like, UCF was unranked, and you lose 1-5. That's the most inexcusable one to me. UCLA, okay, they're number 6 in the country.
They're a great team.
Nebraska, number 11, like I said, I think they're going to end up being a problem. So, okay, sure, whatever. But, I mean, it's just to only come out of that with 1 win feels like they were talking about this in the chat. I kind of feel like this program's taking a bit of a step back.
And Oklahoma State, like, you go look at their overall record, Oklahoma State's not a great team. So, like, you beat Oklahoma State 9-4. You didn't blow them out. They're not a great softball program right now. So, I mean, yeah, the 1 win you got was against by far the weakest team in the field. I mean, where do you go from here? Because, like, even if, sure, like, Heavner had some rough outings, I get it, but I mean, she battled early against Nebraska, and the fact of the matter is Heavner could have given up 1 run the whole game, and it wouldn't have mattered,
right?
Because you couldn't do anything offensively. So, like, I don't even put it on her. Like, I get it, she wasn't nails like she has been in the past, but I mean, it shouldn't matter. Like, she went the whole game against Duke, gave up 5 runs. Okay, cool, but you scored 3 in that game. Like,
yeah, and really only the top of your lineup is producing right now.
I mean, Daniel has been really good. Lassiter's been great. Tori Edwards, we know what she is. Can you find me one person that's been consistent outside of those 3? I mean, anybody. Like,
I mean, Lassiter too, but like even Tori Edwards, her average is 296 right now.
Right.
Which is like we know she could do better.
Right. Like that's not what she is.
Yeah.
Like it's a good average, but it's not Tori Edwards. It's just that was worst case scenario for LSU softball. Okay,
you also can't really have like 11 errors on the weekend.
Right. Because if your batting's not there, can you get some sort of support for your pitchers? No.
Yeah.
You have no support in the field. You have no run support behind you. I don't know what you tell these pitchers to do to win these games, but hopefully they can bounce back. Really bad weekend for LSU softball. Before we take a break, LSU women's basketball played a big-time game in prime time. It was about 7:30 Saturday night on ABC, and it lived up to the billing. Now, unfortunately, LSU does lose that ball game. South Carolina wins it 79-72. 18 straight losses to the South Carolina Gamecocks for this LSU women's basketball program. When I first heard that on the broadcast, I thought it was a typo, but no, I mean, they had brought it up multiple times in that game. Kim Mulkey now 0-6 against Dawn Staley since coming to LSU. Look, it's just the team and a coach that has your number right now, and you can't figure out why, but there's some things that point to it. Like, first off, your big-time players have to step up, and I am not talking about Flau'jae Johnson. This could have been one of Flau'jae Johnson's best games she played. Now, she was 2 for 6 from the free throw line. Hey, Flau'jae, make your free throws down the stretch. This is a little bit of a different game, but she was great. I mean, 9 of 18, 21 points, a steal, 8 rebounds. I mean, Flau'jae did what she had to do to win this game. Again, 2 for 6 free throws, got to get better. But, I mean, Michaela Williams, 5 for 12, 11 points. You need a little bit more there. Jada Richard, 7 points, 1 for 10 from the floor. Malaysia Fulwiley, who played 23 minutes, and this is her former team. You thought, okay, this is a spot where Malaysia Fulwiley is really going to go off. 6 points, 1 for 8 from the floor. She was 4 for 4 from the free throw line. She was the only person, her and Jada Richard, that shot well from the free throw line, but you could not get it done. Tessa Johnson for South Carolina got really hot. So did Raven Johnson. I mean, Tessa, 21 points, 4 for 5 from 3. Raven Johnson, 19 points, 3 for 5 from 3. I mean, it was one of those things where South Carolina hit threes and big opportunities where you didn't. I mean, you look at what South Carolina shot from 3. 8 for 17, 47%. LSU, 2 for 12, 17%. And did not hit one in the second half. Hit one in the second half. Flau'jae hit one in the second half, but it's just you didn't shoot the ball well and at least make your free throws. And you didn't do that. South Carolina, 15 of 17 from the line, 88%. LSU, 14 of 23, 61% from the line. I mentioned Flau'jae Johnson, 2 for 6. It was in the fourth quarter. It was a clutch situation. She gets fouled, goes to the line. LSU's up 1 at this point. And you're like, okay, she hits down 1. She hits these. You take the lead. At worst, she goes 1 for 1. It's a tie ball game. She misses them both. You're still down 1. South Carolina goes down. They get a basket. They get another. Boom, you're down by multiple possessions. I mean, that was the story of the game. 2 for 6 for her. Grace Knox 0 for 2. Michaela Williams did not go to the free throw line, but, I mean, Jada Richard was 5 of 6. Malaysia Fulwiley was 4 for 4. Kate Koval 2 for 2. But as a team, I mean, it wasn't where it needs to be. That was the difference in it. 3-point shooting and free throws. 88 and 47 for South Carolina. 61% from free throw line, 17% from behind the arc. It's the difference in the game. It's a 7-point game, and a couple of those points were down when you just had to foul them late in the game. I mean, with 4 minutes to go in this ball game, this was a tie game. This was anybody's ball game. And that was it. South Carolina made the shots, made the plays, made their free throws. You did not. That was the result of this game. Look, LSU, still a really good basketball team. They still have everything they want in front of them, but you just cannot get over the hump that is South Carolina. Like, we were watching this game, me and my wife, after we got home on Saturday, and, you know, we're watching it, and she's locked in. Like, Victoria, you know, she didn't follow men's or women's basketball that close. She's locked in. Her mom and dad are calling her. They're locked in as well. It just seemed like everybody was so invested into this game, and then you lose the game. But the PMAC was rocking. I mean, Jake brought it up the other day. $118 was the cheapest ticket to get into the PMAC on the secondary market on Saturday. When's the last time that happened for a women's basketball game? Like, this game here, great for women's basketball, right? On ABC, on primetime, 7:30, and it lived up to the billing. It was a heavyweight fight, but you really wish LSU could have came out on top. Like, 18 straight games, South Carolina over LSU. Seems like it's impossible, but I mean, that's where we sit right now, and that's why South Carolina is one of the gold standards of women's basketball. Like, I was talking to Victoria when we were watching this game, and she was like, man, well, at least LSU got that one national championship, and I kind of laughed, and I was like, yeah, but you don't remember what happened. Caitlin Clark and Iowa upset South Carolina in the Final Four. That opened the door for LSU to win it. Like, if South Carolina takes down Caitlin Clark and Iowa, LSU and South Carolina meet in the finals, who knows what happens? Now, I mean, if you shoot the way you shot in that game, like LSU did, LSU probably beats anybody they play, but it's a completely different story with South Carolina. I mean, Dawn Staley, that program, LSU cannot beat these guys for whatever reason. And look, hats off to them. They do what they have to do. A thing that concerned me going into the game was going to be South Carolina's bigs against LSU. Like, you have Kate Koval, who's got some size for LSU. Outside of that, you don't have a ton of bigs. Like Medina Okot, she's a big, and look what she did. 12 points, 17 rebounds. I mean, it was just, she was a difference maker in that game. You had a couple bigs on that team. And then your backcourt of Tessa Johnson and Raven Johnson. When you can get that production out of the backcourt and you have a big size advantage down low, then you like where you sit. And it kind of showed up. I mean, I talked about, total rebounding. LSU out-rebounds South Carolina, but a lot of that was in the first half. Down the stretch, Okot, I thought was really big for this team. South Carolina 6 blocks, LSU 4. So LSU held their own for the most part. So if coming into the game, if you would have told me, hey, South Carolina played their bigs, Okot had a really good game, LSU out-rebound South Carolina by 9, I would have said, to me, that was the one big weakness coming into the game was the size differential. LSU won this game, but it's not the case because they couldn't hit three-pointers. They couldn't make their shots from the free throw line, and South Carolina did. They made shots in big moments, and that is why Dawn Staley's squad left the PMAC victorious 79-72 over your LSU Lady Tigers. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. When we get back, we'll preview LSU versus Kent State tonight. Talk about maybe some guys we're excited to see, whether it's on the mound, in the field, and then a new team is joining the Mountain West in football in 2026. We'll talk a little about that next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, so you heard Flynn the other day. I mean, he loves Dos Equis. You know that we here on the OTB team love Dos Equis. It is the perfect beer for any occasion. Lake beer, beach beer, shower beer, bath beer, you name it beer, like ballpark beer. It is the go-to, and we've said it. We're going to continue to say it. Whether you're tailgating outside of Tiger Stadium, watching the Saints on a Sunday, or just kicking back with your crew, Dos Equis brings that bold flavor and smooth finish that turns ordinary into legendary. It's not just beer. It is the beer of champions, or at least the beer of guys who feel like champions, but you will feel like a champion when you enjoy an ice-cold Dos Equis. So you don't have to be a champion because Dos Equis will make you a champion. So the next time you're watching the game, grab a Dos Equis, and remember, stay thirsty, my friends, responsibly, of course. Dos Equis, official beer of unforgettable sports moments.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
At Parrish, we're built for tough players and tough roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Parrish brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishBuilt.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
So if you're lonely, you know I'm here waiting for you. I'm just a crosshair.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, go to rouses.com, go see our friends, and, well, which location do you go see them at? Well, you got to find out. You got to go to the website and see which one is nearest you. And then once you find that out, we always talk about it, man. They've got incredible deals going on at your local store, and you're going to be able to see them in that weekly ad right there on the homepage. Now, we always encourage you, go walk in. You'll be blown away right when you walk in. All the things that make Rouse's great. You're going to be welcomed by king cakes and all these things that are so Louisiana, right? And they are so local. They're going to have their own stuff there. But when we say Louisiana, they're in more than just Louisiana. Across the Gulf Coast. We just went to one in Mobile, Alabama a couple of weeks ago when we were down there for the Senior Bowl. So, again, find that location nearest you. How do you do that? You go to rouses.com.
Yeah, Rouse's on it. Get ready for the tailgating weekend, baby. Do it local. A local grocery store. Go check out your nearest local Rouse's.
Welcome back in. Just a few more segments to go here on a Monday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharper with you, Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto along for the ride as well. Your LSU Tigers obviously take down Milwaukee, 3-0 over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They do play tonight at 6 p.m. against the Kent State Golden Flashes. Little bit of step up in competition. Kent State actually had a pretty good 3-game series actually in Hammond. So this is a team that's been in Louisiana for a while now. They played Friday, Saturday, Sunday as well. They sweep the Southeastern Lions, and I get Southeastern's a little bit lower level, but that's a program that's one of the better baseball programs in the Southland Conference, at least traditionally. The last couple of years hasn't been what it was, but again, Southeastern, normally a pretty good baseball program, and Kent State took care of them with ease. 8-3 on Saturday, 8-3 on Friday, 11-2 on Valentine's Day on Saturday, and then a 14-7 victory yesterday against the Lions. So they put up a ton of runs. And LSU, look, again, step up in competition a little bit. When we talked to Patrick Kugan a little bit earlier today, he believes Jaden Newt's going to get the start, and then that's probably the case. We saw Jaden Newt do this a little bit last year, and he didn't throw it all over the weekend, so that makes sense. And I'm excited to see what Jaden Newt can do, but we know he's got stuff, right? Like we've seen it from Jaden Newt time and time again. What I want to do right now is look at maybe a few guys that I'm excited to see tonight that, outside of Jaden Newt. Danny Lockenmeyer, pitcher from North Dakota State a year ago. He's a lefty, 6'3", 221. He was first team All-Summit League honors last year. He recorded 9 saves. Danny had a 2.37 ERA in 38 innings last year. Now, 24 of those 38 were relief appearances, so make no mistake about it. Like, Danny Lockenmeyer is going to be a relief pitcher on this staff, but we talked about not giving up free passes earlier and how impressive Cooper Moore was. 11 strikeouts, no walks. Danny Lockenmeyer last year, 50 strikeouts, just 18 walks on the entire season. He had 9 saves. That led the Summit League. That ranked 23rd in the nation. Like, Danny Lockenmeyer is a guy coming in that, yes, he's stepping up, obviously multiple levels of competition, but he was really, really solid last year for the Bison. I'm excited to see him. I think we'll see him in the back end of that bullpen here tonight, if in fact it is Jaden Newt that does get the start. We saw him a little bit over the weekend, but I want to see him a little bit more in the field. Mason Braun, he got the start at DH over the weekend, played a few spots here and there. Remember, Mason Braun was the #1 high school first baseman last year, coming out of high school, and was the 68th overall player in the nation. He launched the longest home run last year in the 2025 Major League Draft Combine, like the longest out of anybody. He hit the ball well in the fall. You saw some things from him over the weekend. He can play a little bit of outfield. He can play first base as well. That's actually what he's listed out on the roster. He's outfield/first base. Want to see where they put him. Like, do they give Jake Brown a night off after his big weekend? Put him in right field? Does he go in there at first base for Zach York? You can kind of move Mason Braun around here and there, which is what I like about him. Like, if you need to move York to DH, you can. Braun could slide in there. He could slide in there in the outfield, multiple outfield positions. I think the elusiveness, the athleticism of a guy like Mason Braun, his ability to play multiple spots, will be huge for this baseball team. And I'm excited to see, like, he'll play tonight. I don't know what capacity. That's kind of what I'm excited about, where he is going to be placed in that field. I think he'll get a little bit more action there tonight. And then Ethan Klaus, guy we talked about earlier in the show. He's a guy who looks the part getting off the bus. He's 6'2", played shortstop in high school, but can move around the infield. You saw him at second base a little bit yesterday. Showed some power in the fall. Look, you need depth in the infield. You need to find some guys. Ethan Klaus could be one of those guys. He batted .425 or .415 in 2025 last year in high school out in Las Vegas. 530 on-base percentage, 16 doubles. That led the entire state of Nevada as far as high school baseball goes. Ethan Klaus is a guy that could really step up and be a really quality depth piece for you. I don't think he's going to win the job at second base. I don't think it's out of the question, but Seth Dardar looked really good in the opening weekend. You should love Braden Simpson there as well. But Ethan Klaus could be a guy, look, you need a pinch hitter. You need somebody to go play the field in case of an injury. Ethan Klaus, if he steps up and keeps playing well, he could be right there in that conversation. And then also Omar Cerna. Look, I thought Aaron Beatty was really good over the weekend, both offensively and defensively. But me and Alondra talked about Omar Cerna a little bit earlier about just how he looks. I mean, he's 6'2", 226 as a freshman. And he hit the ball well at times in those fall scrimmages. We saw him a little bit this weekend He did get a start. I would like to see Omar Cerna, whether he starts or not, get some extended outing in this game as well. See what he can do. Alondra, before we go to break, look, I mean, we've talked Cerna. I mean, we know that. We know about Jaden Newt. Like, is there somebody tonight though? Like maybe a little bit under the radar person. You're like, hey, I want to see what they can do tonight.
Oof, I was not ready for this question. There's not really anybody. I feel like we saw so much of them this weekend. So I don't really think that there's anybody that I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm looking out for them. But I am interested to see who's going to start tonight. I thought it was going to be Cooper Williams. I thought he was going to end up being the midweek
being the first out of the pill
starter.
Friday.
Yeah, so probably not going to be him. But, I mean, I don't know. It's a good question, though.
I mean, Jaden Newt, I guess, would be your obvious
I would
answer.
like to see Jaden Newt.
Right.
Like off of last season, he did really well.
We'll see what happens.
Maybe some Maverick Rizzi.
Ooh, yeah, because Maverick, he threw like an inning?
Yeah.
This weekend, like an inning and a third? I think
I don't remember. If it was Saturday, I don't know.
I think it was just one inning.
It was just one inning, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, and I mean, he looked good, but yeah, Maverick Rizzi's a good one. Like, maybe a little bit more of an extended outing. Like, we haven't really got to see Maverick extend a ton.
Yeah.
Even last year, so that's a good call as well. That's why I brought up Mason Braun. Like, yeah, we saw Mason Braun. I want to see him a little bit in the outfield, a little bit at first base, see what kind of versatility he's working with. But excited tonight again. They played 3 games over the weekend. They have this will be their 4th technically opening weekend. I know it's Monday night, but they'll wrap up the opening weekend here tonight with Kent State as the Golden Flashes come in 3-0. Kent State again. They put up a lot of runs against Southeastern. It was 8 on Friday night, 11 on Saturday, and then 14-7 victory over the Lions yesterday. So Kent State's come out swinging here in 2026. We'll see what LSU can do to counter that attack here tonight. All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll close this thing out like we do every day next with some Ask the Bench.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org, the one-stop shop for all of your plumbing needs, but not only in Central. It is the entire greater Baton Rouge area. We are talking to you. If you have any plumbing issue, they are always going to be there for you 24/7, 365 weekend, holiday game day. Today, first pitch, 2 o'clock. And if you have an issue, trust me when I say they're still going to be there. 225-500-0774. 225-500-0774. That is the number. Call them today, centralplumbing.org.
Right, centralplumbing.org, and like Jake said, that's like a huge resource to have. Just knowing that if anything ever goes wrong at your place of work, at your home, with a plumbing, like they can call, and it doesn't matter what is happening. It doesn't matter if it's the bottom of the 9th. It doesn't matter if there's a huge gold medal race happening in the Olympics. They will come. They will service your every single need. Right there, centralplumbing.org.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Make Raising Cane's the first stop for your second line. Get extra saucy with a Cane's doubloon for just $1 that scores you extra cane sauce through April 3rd with any purchase. Let the good times roll this Mardi Gras with Raising Cane's. One love.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no 2 cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, banking should feel personal because, well, it is. At First American Bank and Trust, you're not just an account number. You are a neighbor with locations across Louisiana. They deliver personal service backed by the strength and technology you expect from a modern bank. So whether you're opening a checking account, growing your business, financing a home, or planning for the future, their team takes the time to understand your goals and build a plan that works for you. It's local decision-making, trusted relationships, real service. That is the difference. You can visit them online at fabt.com today to learn more. First American Bank and Trust, banking built around you.
That's right. For more than 100 years, they've helped Louisiana families purchase their first home, build businesses, grow their businesses, plan for the future, and it's all done with local bankers who live and work right here in our community. So know your banker, get straight answers, work with people that actually care about your success. And when you call, no phone trees, no out-of-state decisions being made on a loan, just honest banking that's built on trust. First American Bank and Trust, fabt.com.
Welcome back in. Final segment here on a Monday edition of Off the Bench. We've hit a lot here today. On this Monday, LSU Baseball over the weekend, LSU Women's Basketball, Softball. We had a ton going on. We'll close out the show today like we do every day with a little Ask the Bench. This first one's for Alondra because I saw y'all talking about it in the chat a little bit earlier. Ask the Bench, have you seen Punch the Monkey? What is Punch the Monkey?
Okay. I feel so bad for Punch. This is like one of the most emotional things I've ever
seen.
Right,
like I saw y'all, but I haven't heard about this.
So it's a little tiny monkey.
Right.
And he was abandoned by his mother at birth. And so the zookeepers raised him. And whenever he was abandoned by his mother, they gave him this stuffed animal. And he thinks the stuffed animal's his mom.
Oh, no. Okay, that's sad.
He thinks the stuffed animal's his mom. And then at the zoo, he tries to like hang out with all the other monkeys. And none of them want to hang out with him. Oh. And then he went to go try to hug one of the bigger, like older monkeys. And it pushed him away. And it just went to go crawl with its stuffed animal, and it was just laying down with his little stuffed monkey. It's so sad.
That's sadder than I thought it was going to be.
It's so cute, but also so sad at the same time.
Maybe they don't want to hang out with him because he's carrying around a stuffed animal all the time. Who knows?
Probably because they don't love him.
Probably because they don't love him. Ask the Bench, why does OTB hate...
Justice for Punch.
Yeah, Justice for Punch is a great name for a monkey, by the way. Ask the Bench, why does OTB hate President's Day in America? I just Googled it. President's Day is today. Guys, I don't care.
We don't get days off here.
I don't care. What does President's Day do?
I'm supposed to celebrate a made-up holiday?
Also, like, what is the purpose of President's Day? It's like to acknowledge presidents. I'm aware we have a president.
Yeah,
like,
shout out to the president.
Like, what are we doing here? Is it like, hey, this is the day to celebrate the president? I know they exist. Are we just celebrating one day? No.
Yeah.
I kind of think that should just be 4th of July. Can we just include all that in one? There's too many things like Arbor Day. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Like we're not doing that.
No days off over here.
Right. No days off here. Ask the Bench, do you find yourself tuning into curling in the Olympics like me, and why am I fascinated by it? So yes. I Me and Victoria's gotten more into it than I have, but yeah, it's one of those things where, when the Olympics start, I'm like, curling, boring. Anybody can do that. I am cheering them on while they are sweeping that ice. I'm like, make it curve. And we are locked in my house. Every time it comes on, like, I have no idea what any Olympic schedule is. I could look it up. I just don't want to, but we have it on in the background, that little whip around coverage on Peacock, since it's by NBC. And when curling comes on, it's a big deal in our house. All right, that's going to do it for a Monday edition of Off the Bench. We covered a lot of LSU baseball talk. We got some softball in there. We got some women's basketball. Patrick Kugan, former LSU baseball pitcher, joined us, got his thoughts on it. LSU taking on Kent State tonight, 6 p.m. in Alec Box Stadium. We'll recap that tomorrow. We got a whole lot more going on. Tune in, same time, same place tomorrow here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com if you're signing up for residential commercial trash pickup. If you are signing up for a roll-off dumpster, maybe you're doing some spring cleaning coming up and you need that, you tell them what you've got. They'll make sure you have the right size dumpster. If you are looking for a portable toilet, maybe you got an event going on and you want to have that delivered to you, picked up, they can do that every single time at Trash Rangers. So again, go to the website trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com.
Yeah, if you got a business and you're maybe you're not happy with your current trash pickup, maybe it's hard to get in touch with the customer service over there. I've been there. I've done that. Give them a call. Let them know how they can help your business. They are the experts when it comes to trash removal, and they can customize their pickup schedule around your business. What time of the day, how much trash you make. Is it 1 pickup a week? Maybe it's 6 pickups a week. It doesn't matter. They can fit the project to your specific job site. And residential, roll-off dumpsters, you name it, the most reliable trash pickup, trash removal service in Louisiana. TrashRangers.com.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B.